lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. My best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend. Lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get friend for 23. She left her body and hovered above me. Best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another gameplay reaction. Tonight we're doing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. We are on part 27. Sorry there was no live stream last night. I was a little busy doing other things, so hope you guys understand. Why is my webcam? God damn it. Hold on. Shit. Hang with me there. There we go. Not better. There we go. There we go. Much better. My webcam was kind of a little angled off. So, alright. Enjoyed the stream. Drop a like. And here we go.
What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we finished up the big Goron Sword side quest and got this amazing new blade. Just look at it. It's so awesome. Okay, so in this episode, I do want to go inside Death Mountain Crater and make my way towards the next temple, but there's a couple of things that we need to take care of first. So, to start things off, we're going to make our way down towards Kakariko, and I'll see you guys once I arrive. Okay, so back here in Kakariko. Now, this is not technically required, but I figured we might as well do this while we're here. So, let's head inside this brick building that wasn't here when we were a kid, because this is the shooting gallery. Yeah, this guy moved over here from Hyrule Castle Town. So, 20 rupees per play. Let's go ahead and do it. It's a game for grown-ups, Hyrule's famous shooting gallery. So it's basically the exact same minigame we played as a kid, except this time instead of using like our slingshot, we are using our bow and arrow. And also I think the way the rupees sort of appear is not a set order. Like I think this time around is more randomized. Like you get the red rupees first or the blue rupees first, then the green rupees and so on and so forth. So I guess this one's a little bit harder. Like you need to be on your toes for this one, but it's still fairly easy to complete. So I think, yeah, all that's left for us are the red rupees, and bam, there we go, wonderful, bravo, perfect. Here's a fantastic present. Okay, so if we're getting a perfect score, he's going to give us the big quiver. Now we can hold up to 40 arrows. Awesome, that is going to help us out a lot. Now that that is done, let's get out of here, and the real thing that we need to do is all the way over in Lake Hylia, and it involves the Scarecrow that we met in the last episode, I think. So, I guess I will just meet you guys over there. Now that we're back here in Lake Hylia, let's go and talk to this guy. Kind of forgot his name already. Maneuver or something like that. Hey, aren't you the fairy buddy I met a long time ago? Wow, you grew, dude. Hey, thanks. Well, here's your song. What? No, I never forget. You're the one who forgot, aren't you? If you have an ocarina, play that song, baby. I'm so disappointed. You said behind you. Hey, it's the Ocarina. Play that song with it, baby. Yeah, I got it. Thankfully, I made it something so simple even I could remember it. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's the tune. You rock. I'm blown away. Oh, no, I didn't forget the song. I never forget anything. But I just feel like rewarding you, baby. I have a good idea. My buddy Pierre is wandering around, so play that tune when you want to call him. I'll tell him to help you if he's nearby, and here's that song, baby. Yes, so you need to talk to this guy again and play the song for him a second time. That way it allows you to use Pierre the Wandering Scarecrow all over the world. So anytime sort of Navi flies up and turns green, try playing that song and Pierre might appear, and then you can use him to reach like different areas. Anyways, now that that is done, let's make our way towards Goron City. So I'll meet you guys back up Death Mountain. Alright, so before we go inside Goron City, right in between all of these rocks is another secret. I'm pretty sure this one is revealed by playing the Song of Storms. So, let's do that real quick. And it should cause like a little hole to appear right underneath my feet. Oh my gosh, thank goodness I didn't fall right in. Now, this secret is not required whatsoever, but inside this chest we can get a huge rupee worth 200 rupees. And we did spend some rupees, so I guess it's nice to recoup our losses just a little bit. Okay, so now that that is done, let's head inside Goron City. And there's two important things that we can do here. So, first things first, let's very carefully make our way onto this center platform again, because once we get close, if you listen carefully, yep, there is a golden skull nearby. So I think if we head out towards the left, this is probably far enough, and turn around, the golden skull is right on the back side of that platform. So use your hookshot to take it out and grab that token. Alright, now that we got that, let's try and make our way. Ooh, hey, perfect, nice. Yeah, I want to land right on this area because, just like how we did as a kid, there should be a rolling Goron around here somewhere. Yeah, there he is. So, what you want to do is try and bomb him underneath that overpass. Now, obviously, this one, when he gets close to you, he will stop and turn around. So, you can kind of use that to your advantage to time your bomb throw. I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to do this one first try, but I will give it my best shot, so come on. Alright, and wait. Hey, wait a minute. You're not supposed to run into me. You're supposed to turn around. Alright, I'm calling shenanigans on that one. Let me try that again real quick. Alright, finally. There we go. Jeez, how could you do this to me? You're Ganondorf's servant. I don't think so, buddy. Hear my name and tremble. I am Link, hero of the Gorons. You what, mate? I don't think so. Something doesn't sound right here. What? Your name is also Link. Then you must be the legendary Dodongo Buster and hero Link. My dad is Darunia. Do you remember him? How could I forget? Dad named me Link after you, because you're so brave. It's a cool name, I really like it. Me too, man, me too. Link, you're a hero of Gorons. I'm so glad to meet you. Please, give me your autograph. Sign it to my friend Link of the Gorons. Oh. I guess it's not a good time to ask you for this. Please help everyone. My dad Darunia went to the fire temple. A dragon is inside. If we don't hurry up, even my dad will be eaten by the dragon. Boo-hoo! Oh no. You better try to calm him down if you can. Maybe he'll calm down if you talk to him. Alright, let's ask him about the dragon, I guess. Why not? A long time ago, there was an evil dragon named Volvagia living in this mountain. That dragon was very scary. It ate Gorons. Using a huge hammer, the hero of the Gorons, boom! Destroyed it, just like that. This is a myth from long ago, but it's true. I know because my dad is a descendant of that hero. Boo-hoo! Well, that didn't really work at all. Maybe we can ask about the Gorons then. Everybody was taken to the fire temple. While my dad was out, Ganondorf's followers came and took them all away. All of them will be eaten by Volvagia. Dad said that Ganondorf has revival Vagia. As a warning to those who might oppose him, Ganondorf is going to feed them all to Bavagia. Dad went to the fire temple all by himself to try and save everyone. Please help, Link. I'll give you this heat-resistant tunic. Alright, so he's going to give us the Goron tunic. If we wear this, we won't burn up during hot temperatures. Nice! And also it unlocks like all the other areas here in, Goron City. So that's pretty dang awesome. Alright, so now that we got this real quick, let's go into our gear and put on the Goron tunic because we're going to be making our way into Death Mountain Crater. And also, look how cool this thing looks. I don't know, I love the different color tunics in this game. Personally, I'm a fan of the blue tunic, but the red tunic is not bad at all. Alright, so let's head back into Darunia's room because he's hiding something behind this weird, like, Goron statue. So if we pull this back, check it out, it's actually a secret entrance, and that brings us right into Death Mountain Crater, and we're actually pretty close to the entrance of the Fire Temple. So what you want to do is head over to this broken bridge and take out your hook shot, that way you can lash right onto that wooden beam. Let me try that again. There we go, see, that's how it's done, everybody. And oh, hey, it's Sheik! What are you doing here, my friend? It is something that grows over time, a true friendship, a feeling in the heart that becomes even stronger over time. The passion of friendship will soon blossom into a righteous power, and through it, you will know which way to go. And this song is dedicated to the power of the heart. Listen to the bolero fire. And with that, we learned the Bolero Fire, another teleportation song. Link, I'll see you again. Where'd that fire come from, man? Almost burned my face off. No need to get violent there with a Sheik, jeez. Alright, so yes, like I said, it was another teleportation song, and if we play it, we will end up right over here. And believe it or not, I do kind of want to make use of that because I want to travel back in time real quick and come back here as a kid, so I will see you guys in a quick second. Alright, so the reason why we're coming back here as a kid is because right next to this teleportation pad is a soft soil spot. So of course, we need to very quickly grab our bugs and our beans, that way we can plant both of those things, get ourselves a Skulltula, and set up a plan for when we go back to the future. And come on, bugs, hurry up, like I don't got all day, man. Only got a minute and like 15 seconds before I start burning up here. So let's grab this golden Skulltula, and now what we gotta do is plant our magic bean. I'm surprised that like this thing even grows in this climate, but I guess that's why they're magic. Alright, so I'm going to return here as an adult, and I will see you guys in another second. And we're back. Okay, so, now we can actually use this plan to reach something pretty important. It is another piece of heart. So, bam, just like that, that completes our 13th heart container. Did I ever go and get that piece of heart that was back in Kakariko Graveyard? I know I planted the beans. I don't know if I ever picked up the piece of heart. I should probably go back there at some point. Anyways, though, here is the entrance to the Fire Temple, which we're going to take on in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we entered Death Mountain Crater, and in this episode, well, we're going to descend farther into the crater itself because it's time for us to take on the second adult temple, and the entrance is right over here. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, the Fire Temple is not my favorite temple in Master Quest. In fact, it's pretty dang confusing, so I'm going to do my best to run through here as quickly as I can while making as few mistakes as possible. So let's get started. First things first, let's swap back to the Master Sword because we will be using our shield quite a bit in this temple, so it's better just to use the Master Sword overall. Don't walk directly up these stairs because, yeah, there is a fire thing in your way. Now, since this temple is all about fire, we're going to be using Din's Fire quite a bit since currently it's our only way of lighting things like torches on fire without using Deku sticks. So pretty much Din's Fire is going to be our go-to. Now the problem is Din's Fire uses up a lot of magic, like 4 times, and we will be out of magic. So it might be a good idea to stock up on a green potion beforehand, but I didn't bother. Hey, it's Darunia and the boss door. Who's there? Is that you, Link? Oh, it really is Link. You've grown so big since I last saw you. I want to have a man-to-man talk with you, but now it's not the time. Ganondorf is causing trouble on Death Mountain again. He's revived the evil ancient dragon Volvagia. On top of that, he's going to feed my people to that evil dragon as a warning to other races who might resist him. If that fire-breathing dragon escapes from the mountain, all of Hyrule will become a burning wasteland. I will go on ahead to try to seal up the evil dragon. I'm concerned though because I don't have the legendary hammer, but I have no choice. Link, I'm asking you to do this as my sworn brother. While I'm trying to deal with the dragon, please save my people. The prisoner cells are in the opposite direction. I'm counting on you, Link. Alright, Darunia, we'll do it. Because Darunia is so awesome, he somehow manages to go through the boss door without having the boss key. Man, I wish I could do that. Now, I know he told us to go in the opposite direction, look for the Gorons, but there's still one thing we need to get in this room that is very, very important. In fact, if we don't get it, we won't be able to make, any progress whatsoever. So, come over here and break these pots and get some arrows and magic. That is exactly what we need. But, no, more importantly, we need to break the crates on these platforms because the one up here is hiding a, torch that's halfway into the ground that we need to light. So, to do this, you want to actually go to the other side of the room. I know your first instinct might be to use Din's Fire right there, but you do not want to do that. It will just be a waste of magic. Instead, come over here because there is another torch that we want to light, and this one is the one you're going to want to light first. So we're going to use Din's Fire here. I know it seems kind of a waste to use it on one torch, but after we light this one, we're in the perfect spot to sort of use our bow to hit the other 2 torches. It might not seem like you can hit them, but trust me, you can. You do have a limited time to do this, so hopefully I can actually pull this off. There we go. I'm not the greatest with the bow, guys. I know it is one of my favorite weapons, but I'm not the greatest at aiming at an Ocarina of Time. Anyways, inside that chest, we got ourselves the first small key. So now that we got that, let me actually roll into these crates and see if there's anything useful. You know what? Never mind. Screw the crates. We don't even need them. Let's get out of the lava. Thankfully, our fire tunic does prevent us from taking a lot of damage when we step in the lava. So I think we only take maybe a half heart every 2 seconds or so, which isn't too bad, even Master Quest. Alright, now that we got that small key, let's head over here and unlock this door. But be very, very careful as you're entering this room because there's a keys. No, that's not the dangerous thing. The dangerous thing are these Stalfos. So, we need to fight these guys. Now, these guys are not like the Stalfos in the Forest Temple, meaning that there's no time limit to fight both of these guys. So after you defeat one of them, they will just die, and you don't need to worry about them coming back whatsoever. So you can take your time here and just fight these guys as safely as you can, although I'll be honest, I'm not the best at fighting Stalfos. Even when I try my best to block all their attacks or use Deku Nuts, they still do land some damage on me, but it's not a huge deal because there's a very, very useful secret in this room that I will show off right after I take this guy out. So come on already, drop your guard. And there we go, he is donezoed. Okay, so the door unlocks, but now he flies over to the center of this room. So what you're going to want to do is stand right in the center, take out your ocarina, and play the Sun Song. Yeah, I know, it's really, really obscure, but doing this will actually spawn a big fairy. So this is unlike the normal fairies. The big fairies will restore all of your HP and your magic instantly. Really, really awesome. And it's kind of funny how, like, a lot of people don't seem to know that big fairies even exist in this game. Like, I've talked to a lot of people who just have never seen one in all the times they played Ocarina of Time, but they're all over the place if you know where to look. Anyways, at the end of this room we got ourselves a new enemy, so do yourself a favor, drop a bomb, and then sort of wake it up. This is an Iron Knuckle, one of the hardest enemies in the game. They deal a crap ton of damage if they can hit you. So thankfully, Iron Knuckles, they're dangerous, but they're really, really slow, and they telegraph all their attacks. So if you know what to look for, you can pretty much avoid all of their attacks and just dish out as much damage as you want. Once you sort of get rid of their armor, they get a little bit faster, but still, you can just sort of get them in like a loop cycle like that, and take them out very, very easily. They definitely have more bark than bite if you know how to fight them, and I like how I was better at fighting Iron Knuckle than I was the Stalfos. Like, how is it even possible? I don't even know, man. And there are a ton of fairies in this room, so if you do have trouble with Iron Knuckle, don't worry, you'll be able to, like, restore your HP, no problem. And hey, now we're on to, like, another mini-boss in this temple. This is a Flame Dancer, so these guys are kind of annoying, but just use your hookshot to, I guess, drag out the core of the dancer itself, and start dealing some damage to it. Ideally, you want to be able to do a jump attack before it starts running away, but I was a little bit too slow on that. Alright, so first phase down, it's going to hop back in the flame, and now we just have to pull out the core again. Pretty much rinse and repeat this the entire... Wow, I'm actually surprised that spin attack did not take it out in one hit. Oh, well, whatever. Come back here, you... Alright, you know what? I can just, like, keep chasing it, or I could go the other way, because that's much smarter. So there we go, that worked too. Okay, now we're moving on to the third and final phase of the fight, I guess. So again, let's just wait for it to start spinning, use our hook shot, and let's actually do this jump attack correctly. There we go. Oh yeah, watch out, because after the last hit, it will explode.
Watch out, watch out.
But now that we've defeated the first Flame Dancer, it's going to spawn a big chest. So, let's head up there and see what's inside, shall we? So, for our first big chest of this temple, we're going to get the Megaton Hammer. That's right, it's already the item from this temple, and I feel kind of bad because Darunia, this is what he needed to go and fight Volvagia, but I guess he just didn't take the time to, like, go 4 rooms from where he was to go and find it. This switch looks rusted. Right, so this is a rusty switch. If we step on it, obviously we can't press it down, so let's grab our newly acquired Megaton Hammer, and shazam! There goes that switch, bash it in, and we've saved a Goron, but oh my gosh, there's a like back there. Anyways, more important than all that is inside this chest, we're going to get the dungeon map. So now we can sort of see where we're going. You know what? Let me actually get rid of this like. Goron, watch out! The like, it's gonna eat you, man. Don't worry, I saved you, Goron, in more than one way, more than you will ever know, my friend. And of course, oh man, that is a great camera angle. But yeah, first for defeating the like, we get ourselves another chest. Let's tuck this Goron real quick though. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Indeed you are. Oh, I see. Big Brother Darunia asked you to rescue me. I owe you big time. Please help Big Brother. I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. Jeez. So yeah, this is the gimmick of this temple, saving all the Gorons. Alright, inside this chest we got ourselves a blue rupee. Alright, not bad. Anyways, this door should take us right back to the entrance of the temple. And now that we have our Megaton Hammer, we can just go right back up the staircase, and to the left there's this weird like statue thing. So we grab our hammer, we can just like bash the different segments of this statue, and I guess they just like fade off into nothingness. But now we have access to this part of the temple, and oh my gosh, it's this room. Alright, so this room is pretty big, and there is a lot to do in here, so it can get pretty confusing. But to start things off, we're actually going to ignore everything in this room and not do anything in here whatsoever. So, yeah, we're going to head to this rightmost door, because there's actually another Goron that we can rescue, as well as the first golden Skulltula of the temple. Alright, Goron, you are free to go, my friend. What do you have to say? Yeah, you're free. We can destroy walls that make different sounds with the Goron's special crop, aka if a wall makes a weird sound, bomb it, you might find something good. So, thanks for the tip, Mr. Goron. Anyways, let's grab this Skulltula, because we're pretty much already done in this room. I know it's kind of a small room, but we're done here. So, let's head back out to that main room. Now, you may have noticed there was a door directly above me, and we need to get up there because there's something very, very important on the other side of that door, but it's locked and we have no way of reaching it right now. So, we need to remedy that situation. Alright, so we're going to start by hopping up here and jumping into this little tiny alcove. There is a torch up here. You'll notice there's a torch next to that locked door. So what you want to do, use Din's Fire, and just like before, we're sort of going to line up a shot. That way we can shoot an arrow through the flame and light the torch on the other side. So hopefully this works. Come on. There we go. And that will unlock the door. Now, we still need to find a way to get up there, which we don't have right now. So, let's jump down and go to the opposite side of this room. It's really weird how sort of this works. And get out of the lava, Link, man, come on. Alright, not too bad. Again, falling in the lava, not a huge deal since we have the fire tunic and we only take like half a heart of damage every 2 or 3 seconds. So, not exactly the biggest deal in the world. But yeah, it is kind of weird like how, I guess, open this room is and how confusing it can be if you don't exactly know where to go. And this is not going to work, is it? I actually need to get on this platform, and of course it's just going to walk away from me. Thanks a lot, game. Thanks a lot. Alright, can I get on it now? There we go. That's what I want to do. While you're up here, take out your poke shot and try and lead the shot since you want to grab onto that torch. Now, before we do anything else, let's grab our bombs and place one right over here, because like that Goron said, it's a strange wall. So, of course, we can blow that up and reveal the door. Now, we're going to leave that puzzle behind us and instead come in here very quickly because there's a Goron we can save. So, let's just stand in the middle, drop Din's Fire to light that left torch, and oh no, the poor Goron! Well, it's a good thing he's made of rock, so that probably didn't hurt him. Yeah, you're free to go. Alright, what's your secret, man? Switches, we can use bombs to activate them. Thank you so much for that. I guess they really didn't like change the tips for Master Quest, so they're kind of like basic Zelda knowledge that if you've beaten Ocarina of Time already to like unlock Master Quest, you would actually know. Anyways, we got ourselves another small key. Let's get the heck out of here. Kind of weird that they put the keys in the cells with the Gorons. Not really sure they thought that one through. Anyways, again, let's use Din's Fire to light this torch. And whoa, that is a weird camera angle. But yeah, that was literally it. Like, that solved the puzzle. Now we have a way to reach that door that we couldn't reach before. It actually caused a bunch of those hookshot targets to appear, like, all over the place. Not sure why all over the place, because as far as I know, they're, like, not used for anything else in this room. I could be wrong, but I really, really don't think so. I guess they put them there to just sort of signify that something has changed, and that was really unfortunate timing, not gonna lie. So, I mean, I guess that's why they put them all over the place, but they're, like, right above the lava, so I guess there's no real point to, like, ever using any of those ones, unless maybe you fell in the lava and you're panicking. I really don't know, guys. But, yeah, the one that actually matters is right over here, so let's grab our hookshot, and now we can finally reach this door after all that time. And like I said, there's something very important in this door. It's some more tiles. I'm just kidding. It's actually the chest on the far side of this room that contains the boss key. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, we get the item from the temple, and then the boss key, and we technically have access to the boss door, but I don't think we can go there just yet. Like, I'm pretty sure we have to rescue the rest of the Gorons. Now, you might be wondering how you cross these flames. It's actually super simple. Just hook shot right across. That's really all there is to it. It's one of those puzzles that's so simple, you might not, like, figure it out just because it's staring you right in the face. Anyways, let's open up the fancy chest and get ourselves the boss key. Hooray! Alright, so now that we got that, again, let's just hook shot back across these flames and get out of this room. Thankfully, we don't take like any damage when we're hook shotting through the flames, so that is good. It would have been kind of like karate if the game made you take damage just to get the key and then, you know, get out. Anyways, now that we got the item and the boss key, we're free to move on, but I think we'll save the rest of this temple for the next video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, everybody?
Be right back.
What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we started the Fire Temple, got ourselves the Megaton Hammer, and in this episode, well, we're going to continue our way through this temple and hopefully rescue more of the Gorons trapped inside. Now, I do want to clarify something real quick. In the last video, I said, yeah, we have the item and we have the boss key, but we can't go and take on the boss right now, and I don't really think I ever explained why that is. The answer is actually really stupid, but we simply can't reach the boss door. Like, we saw Darunia right next to it, and we talked to him from across the room, but there was a fairly large gap between us and Darunia and any of the platforms around him, so really the only thing stopping us from going directly to the boss right now is distance. I know, kind of lame, and I'm sure there's some way you can pull off some crazy glitch like a bomb jump or some sort of super slide or something like that to reach the boss door right now, but I really don't like to show off any major glitches in my LPs, at least not the hard ones. Like, if it's something super easy to the point where anyone can do it, it's not really a glitch as much as like taking advantage of the game's weird physics engine or something like that, then yeah, I'll go ahead and show those off, but otherwise I like to keep things as legit as I possibly can while playing through these games. So, we're going to go through the rest of this temple normally, and I'd say the rest of the temple is a doozy, but really it's just more puzzle solving than like anything else, which I guess makes sense considering this is a temple, but they're not really hard puzzles, I would say. Like, honestly, again, this is one of those temples where I think the Master Quest version is just a little bit easier than the normal version, because the normal version of this temple seems to have a lot more obstacles. Like, for instance, this room in particular, in normal Ocarina of Time, there would be boulders all over the place, and like you have to dodge them. Whereas in Master Quest, it's kind of just empty, so you can run around and do pretty much whatever you want. Like, there are some obstacles and enemies here and there, but for the most part, you can avoid them if you need to. Anyways, though, let's grab our Megaton Hammer. That way we can bash in this rusted switch, and that's going to cause hookshot targets to appear all over this room, which we will make use of a little bit later. So yeah, the main threat, like in this area, are the Lizalfos falling from the sky, but they're really nothing to worry about. I'm pretty sure I can blow up this wall, so let's drop a bomb here real quick and see what's on the other side. Alright, so it's a blue switch, so yes, we need something to hold that down for us, and I'm pretty sure we can find that something on the other side of this room, so let's go and check it out. And yeah, there are Lizalfos all over the place, but now that we're an adult, taking these guys out is kind of a joke. Like, you can just run around and whack at them with your Master Sword until they die. Alright, so this little tiny room, to get in here, what you have to do is charge up a spin attack, let it rip, and that will actually activate a switch on the other side of those bars. It's kind of the only way to get in here, and more of an advanced technique, honestly, that you learn towards the end of normal Ocarina of Time. Getting in here is kind of pointless, though, because all you get is some bombs that you really don't need at this point, so not even sure why I bothered showing that off, honestly. Anyways, I guess we can take these bombs that we kind of already had and go do something else with them. So let's use our hookshot to latch onto this target, because right up here is some cracked flooring. So we'll drop a bomb there real quick, and shazam! Now we can head down into this area. This will actually take us into a room that we've already been to. If you remember back to like when we first started this video, there was that one room where we used Din's fire to light that singular torch. Well, now we're back in that room again. Like, if you had a keen eye, you probably noticed there was a rather large chest that was behind some bars, and this is how we go about accessing that chest. So, let's head over here, open this up, and get ourselves the final generic temple item for the fire temple. It's going to be da-da-da-da, the compass. Now we can see where we are in relation to like everything else, which is surprisingly very helpful in this dungeon, since there are some rather large maps that like you go in and you might want to know like what was the last door that you came out of and stuff like that. Alright, so now that we got the compass, we still need to find something to weigh down that blue switch, but don't worry, we are on the right track. So let's head over to the other side again, except this time on the, I guess, upper section of this room. And there is another area that is behind a grate that we want to get inside. So let's grab our bow really quickly, shoot that switch, and check it out. There's some boxes over there, more specifically small boxes on top of larger boxes. So we can actually jump down from there, man. You can actually grab one of these smaller boxes. Actually, wait, real quick. I think there is another chest behind there. Yeah, there we go. And I'm pretty sure this one is just more bombs. So nothing really that important, but I figured I might as well show it off since we're here. Anyways, like I was trying to get to, we can grab this small teeny tiny box, and now we gotta lug it all the way back over to the other side of this room and try and avoid the Lizalfos while doing so, because I think if they manage to land a hit on you, the box will break. So you really only got 2 chances before you need to reset this room. Anyways, we made it safely over here, so let's just drop our box. That way, you know, it stays on that switch, and we can get the heck out of here. Although, not for too long, because really the only thing here is a Goron that we need to set free. So there you go, buddy. What do you have to say? Yeah, I'm releasing you. Alright, what do you got for some information? When I'm on fire, I can put it out by swinging my sword or rolling forward. Stop, drop, and roll, everybody. That Goron teaches you the basics. Anyways, though, now that he's gone, let's open up this chest, because there's something way more important here. It is a small key. I mean, not to downplay the importance of the Gorons. I mean, I love them, but, yeah, that key, we needed to actually get out of this temple. Also, I think it's funny how that door locks behind you when there is literally no reason why you would ever want to go back in that room after you rescue the Goron and get the small key, so seems kind of weird. Anyways, now your first instinct might be to go and unlock that door directly in front of us, and we will do that, but first, Navi's turning green, so let's take out our ocarina and play the Song of Time. If I can remember what it was, there we go. Alright, so, yeah, this will actually cause a block of time to appear in front of us, and I'll say this now, and I probably should have said this earlier on, but the Fire Temple is a very vertical temple, and what I mean by that is, yeah, sure, you're going to want to look, you know, left and right, front and back, but also, you're going to want to look up and down as well, because in this temple, and I guess in Master Quest overall, they hide a lot of things out of sight, so you really need to go out of your way to look around every single room and try to, like, get all the pieces of the puzzle together before you solve it, because there are a lot of, like, cryptic and obscure things in Master Quest that really don't make a whole lot of sense unless you take the time to look in every corner and crevice of a room. Anyway, these enemies these are called fire slugs, I believe, or something like that. If you use your Megaton hammer on the ground, you can flip them over, and they stay flipped over for a really long time and also extinguishes their flames. So you can just like attack them and take them out. They also drop a lot of magic, which is really, really helpful. So if you're ever low on magic, just try and find one of those guys, flip it over, and refill your magic meter. Alright, so this room plays out very differently than it does in normal Ocarina of Time. Normally you need to like hit that switch and race against a timer, but instead you want to actually make your way all the way to the top first before you even deal with that timer whatsoever, because there is a rusty switch over here that you need to hit. What this does is cause some hookshot targets to appear. Now on top of that, I recommend doing a spin attack here and killing the Skulltula that is underneath that block. So now that those two things are done, let's step on this switch, and this will start the timer, but since we did, whoa, that camera messed up. Since we did sort of activate that hookshot target, we can just like easily latch onto it, skip running all the way around the outer rim, and just come over here where we can move this block. If you do it the other way, you will not have enough time, and I don't even think you'd be able to make it here, let alone push the block. But yeah, you can move it out of the way, grab the token. That's really the only reason why I came to this room. Yes, that one golden Skulltula is the only reason you need to come up here. I'm not even joking. Now that we've done that, though, we can head back to the room with the locked door and finally use our small key. I do want to say this, though. While I like the overall layouts of the Master Quest temples a bit more than normal Ocarina of Time, I think that Ocarina of Time's normal temples fit the game a little bit more. And what I mean by that is, Master Quests, the temples and puzzles feel like an afterthought, which I mean makes sense since they were created years after the original game was released, but I think they require a little too much previous knowledge of the game in order to, you know, solve them efficiently. So really nothing feels new to the players, and I think that gives normal Ocarina of Time a huge, huge advantage. Not to mention that even though Master Quest is supposed to be a little bit harder, anyone who's played Ocarina of Time and has beaten it will have more than enough skill to beat Master Quest. It's honestly less of a challenge and more of a chore, if I'm being totally honest. Alright, so do not break that large box. We actually need that. So grab a tiny box and just place it on this blue switch. That way we can keep those two torches lit up. Then place that here, and now we're going to use that box again to hookshot back over here. If you break that box, you need to leave this room, which resets everything, so you have to like do the puzzle all over again. And here's again what I mean about this temple being a very vertical temple. So you can't really see anything right now, but yeah, up there are two torches, one of which is unlit. So that one we need to shoot with a fire arrow to light that up. That way we can get out of this room. And like you can't even see that normally, so you are forced to go into first person and just look around. So it is a very vertical temple. Now here's the hardest room in the entire temple. It's an empty hallway with nothing inside it whatsoever. Man, that was hard. Alright, so over here we can actually solve our biggest problem, which is getting to the boss door. Guess what? Grab your Megaton hammer, bash that down, and just like that, we can now technically go right to the end of this temple. If the camera pans down, you can see that, yeah, that block sort of made a bridge in the lava down below. So we can technically go directly to the boss right now and finish up this temple. But if we did that, we'd be missing out on a couple collectibles like Skulltulas and stuff like that. So sadly, we do need to finish up the rest of this temple. Although, if you aren't going for like 100% completion, yeah, you could go directly to the boss and finish this temple up, which I probably would do, you know, if I wasn't trying to get all the Skulltulas and stuff like that. Speaking of Skulltulas, we can get one right now. So yeah, play the song of time to move this block and then jump over those flame walls. If you don't make it, there is no way to reach this door, so you need to jump over using that time block. Anyways, head in here, and guess what? There is a golden Skulltula just waiting for us. Of course, it's protected by this doublet. Okay, he just jumped into the ceiling and behind me. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's totally cool, man. Whatever. Alright, so let's just grab this golden Skulltula, and I will be on my way. Again, only reason I came over here was for that one singular golden Skulltula. At this point, we probably should have around like 58, maybe 60 golden Skulltulas. I don't know, probably more than half in the game now at this point, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Like, that is a lot of golden Skulltulas, considering we're only on the second adult temple, which is the overall... Wait, why didn't that work? Was I standing too close to where the block spawns? I think I might have. Anyways, as I was saying, so, yeah, like, we're only on the 5th overall temple of the game, and Ocarina of Time has 9 temples, so I guess we are slightly over halfway, I guess, done with the game at this point, but, still, it is kind of crazy to me how many Skulltulas we've collected. Alright, so now that we're back over here, before we go to the right side of this room, I think we want to go down the center if my memory serves me well, because there's something in here that we need to hit. Ah, yes, so let's grab our hookshot, latch over to the other side, and bash in this rusty switch. Now, you may have heard a golden Skulltula scratching along the walls. We can't get it right now, but don't worry, we'll grab it soon enough. Anyways, hitting that switch is the only thing you need to do here, so let's latch over to the other side and go back to the room that we were just in. Now we can sort of go and explore the, I guess, left now side of this room. So this side is kind of like a puzzle. Move very carefully going through here, because once you get close to like a wrong path, a firewall will pop up and you do not want to get burned. So yeah, just look for the correct path and walk through there. It's really self-explanatory. There is a fairy over here if you do manage to take damage, so you can use that to restore some of your hearts, or just put it in a bottle if you need to. But whatever, not a huge deal. Alright, so this will actually take us into that room where we hit the rusty switch, and I like how that door has a huge graphical glitch on it, like it switches from one door type to another door type right before your eye. Alright, jump about here because, like I said, there is a golden Skulltula in this room, so let's grab that real quick, and I think there's maybe 1 or 2 left, not too sure on that, but we'll get them eventually. Okay, so now we're actually back in the room we were just in, on the other side, and there's a huge flame wall to my right. This is super funny. So this switch will actually deactivate that flame wall, but it's on a timer, so we don't even have to run to the other side. Like, the timer gives you more than enough time to walk in a straight line and get past that flame wall. It's like, at that point, why even bother having the timer? I don't even know why that's there, because how could you possibly mess that up? Alright, guess what, guys? It's time for another mini-boss. It's the second version of the Flame Dancer. I believe this is the last time we need to fight this guy. The fight is exactly the same, although I think this guy, if you let him, can actually spit out fire in like a circle around him. But he should never really get the chance to do that if you are fast enough. So, yep, just use the hookshot again to pull him out, then do a jump attack or hit him with your sword a couple of times. Rinse and repeat 3 times, and that is the fight. It's not hard whatsoever. And this ought to... Actually, oh no, I messed that up totally. Come back here, man. Where do you think you're going? For some reason, I always mess up the jump attack, and oh geez, that was kind of close. Alright, so now that he's gone, this is actually a little bit cryptic. So jump on this block to get it to go up, but jump off because, yeah, underneath the block is a small key, and you desperately need that small key. Also, do not stand in the center too long because that block will come back down and it will crush you. So, yeah, you're gonna want to watch out for that. Anyways, now that we have this small key, let's ride the platform upward. Hooray! And this area should look pretty familiar because we've technically been through the mirror version of this room on the other side of the temple where we first encountered those fire slugs, except now there's just nothing here. So this part of the temple does sort of mirror the other side of the temple, which I guess could be a little bit confusing, but there's enough that's changed that, you know, lets you know you're in a completely new area. And this locked door is why we need that small key. Okay, so this room looks really complicated, and I think that means we're going to end off the episode here. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Be right back.
Left behind, and I've lost everything. Forever living in the dark. I feel so alive. Still remembering what I want, but it ends with you.
In the last episode, we continued through the Fire Temple, and in this episode, well, we're going to finish things off here by taking on this very confusing looking room. Now, I said confusing looking because it's actually pretty straightforward. So, to start, let's grab our Megaton Hammer, and we're going to bash down this block, but do not go down that hole just yet. Instead, hit this crystal switch. It'll cause a bunch of these hookshot targets to appear, and just like how we did in the opposite version of this room, we're going to go directly to where the treasure is located and sort of work our way backwards. Now, before starting the Fire Temple, I made a pretty big deal about getting the Scarecrow song, and that's because you need it for this one specific area inside the temple. You don't technically need it to beat the temple, but if you're going through it this way, like, 100%ing everything, you will need it for this temple. Anyways, now that our buddy Pierre has appeared, we can use him as a hookshot target. So let's jump down here, and the second I hit that switch, a timer is going to start counting down. So we have a very small amount of time to reach that chest and get the contents before the fire turns back on. And we couldn't do it without the help from our buddy Pierre over here. And oh my gosh, no, Pierre, don't do this to me, man, please. Oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, that wasted way too much time. Pierre, you're such a prankster. You got me, Pierre, you got me. Let's give this a good old second try, though, and maybe not hook onto Pierre at such an odd angle. It's really weird how that sort of worked like that, but whatever. I guess it makes sense, and it was kind of my fault. But whatever, inside this chest, we're going to get ourselves another small key. So you might be wondering, where the heck does this small key go? Well, remember that hole that we opened up earlier? That's exactly where we're going to go next. So let's just drop down here, and sure enough, there is that locked door. Yeah, it's kind of weird how they put it here, but I guess it sort of makes sense. Anyways, be careful in this room because, guess what? We're going to have to fight ourselves a Stalfos. Now, I'm going to try and do something here real quick. Oh my gosh, it worked! Yes, that is perfect! Holy crud. This gives you a huge, huge advantage because if you ever get the high ground when you're fighting a Stalfos, they really can't hit you. Now, sadly, they can still block most of your attacks, so you gotta wait for them to attack before you can actually hit them, but yeah, they can't really damage you whatsoever, so it kind of makes fighting them a breeze. Also, I'm pretty sure there's a second one. There he is. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Alright, I just gotta be careful not to, like, fall down myself. And this camera angle is not... Well, so much for that. I literally did the one thing I was trying not to do. That camera angle was doing me no favors, though, whatsoever. Alright, Stalfos, you and me, mano y mano, baby. Let's do it. Let's tussle, man. I'm ready. Beyblade, let it rip. Oh, man. Come on, dude. Just die already, will ya? I'm sick and tired of fighting you in, like, this small enclosed space. There we go. Alright, we did it, guys. Not bad at all. So now that those guys are gone, I'll hop back up here real quick, and we're going to want to use our Megaton Hammer to bash down this little tiny pillar because it's going to create this massive staircase. Ooh, how crazy. Now, on your way down, make sure you target this weird, like, face block. Hit it with your hookshot. That's going to unlock the door, and also spawn a fairy. So there's a fairy there if you need it. Not going to bother because I'm only missing, like, half a heart. Anyways, and the reason why we did all that is so we can get this last golden Skulltula of the dungeon. No, I'm not even joking. But now that we got that, we are good to go. So, let's stand on this block, bash with a hammer, and this will take us right down into this room where we smash down that larger block to create the entryway to the boss door. And the cool thing about those blocks is that when you fall on them, yeah, you take 0 fall damage. So we can just jump right down here, and if we land on this block, we are totally fine. And guess what? We're right in front of the boss door. So that's right, guys. It's finally time to finish up this temple. Let's do it. And the boss of this temple is really, really cool. One of my favorites in the entire game. So, hope you guys are ready. This is the subterranean lava dragon, Volvagia. Now, Volvagia, it's kind of like a bittersweet fight, because I know the manga isn't canon, but in the manga, like, Volvagia is actually Link's friend, so kind of sinks that we need to kill one of Link's friends, but, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do to save the Gorons. Now, real quick, at the start of this fight, I'm gonna swap into my big Goron sword, because it does way more damage than my massive sword, and we really don't need our shield in this fight, so yeah, we should be fine with the big Goron sword. Plus, you'll be able to see just how quickly this thing can deal with bosses. Now, when Volvagia flies into the air like this, you can actually use your bow to deal some extra damage. It doesn't do a whole lot, but you know, any damage helps out, so might as well do it. We actually might be able to 2-cycle Volvagia if we get another jump attack on our big Goron sword. I just gotta make sure I do this right. I don't care about that small damage. Let's get ready, and bam! Volvagia is dead. We didn't even get to see like his sort of rock attack just because we defeated that boss so quickly. But that is the power of the big Goron sword and why I love it so much. Like, I highly recommend using it in all of the fights because it's so incredibly strong. And with that, we've defeated Volvagia. Makes it feel kind of bad, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Let's grab ourselves this heart container. I believe that makes our 14th one, I think, which is not bad at all. Alright, well, with that we're done, so let's get the heck out of the fire temple. That guy has some really awesome looking pants, not gonna lie. And hey, Death Mountain's back to normal. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate what you did. I thank you on behalf of the entire Goron race. You turned out to be a real man, just as I thought you would. By the way, I, the Wild Darunia, turned out to be the great sage of fire. Isn't that funny, brother? Well, this must be what they call destiny. Nothing has made me happier than helping you seal the evil here. Hey, brother, take this. This is a medallion that contains the power of the fire spirits and my friendship. Alright, we got ourselves a ketchup-covered biscuit! Amazing! So yes, we got ourselves the Fire Medallion. Darunia awakens as a sage and adds his power to yours. Don't forget, now you and I are true brothers. And well, that does it for the Fire Temple. Oh, I think I can actually move now. Yeah, I thought the camera was gonna like zoom in. That was really weird. But there's still a few more things that we can do here in Death Mountain Crater before we leave. Well, really like one thing, but it is pretty important. So let's hookshot back over to this side. And I don't want to go back to Goron City just yet. Now that we have our Megaton Hammer, we can bash open these silver rocks. So if we just give them a good old whack twice, yep, they will break right apart. And well, let's see what's on the other side, shall we? That's right, it's another Great Fairies Fountain. So, let's pull out our ocarina and play Zelda's Lullaby, which I totally forgot how to play. Okay, yes, I had to look it up in the game. I didn't open my notes before recording. Come on, guys. Like, it's not committed to memory just yet. Sue me. Don't actually sue me, though. I ran out of great fairy jokes, guys. I have none left. Give me your best great fairy joke in the comments down below. I'll use it in, like, the next video. Welcome, Link. I'm the Great Fairy of Wisdom. I will grant you an enhancement to your magic power. Receive it now. That's not the only enhancement you're going to give me, if you know what I'm saying. Hey! Alright, never mind. I haven't run out of great fairy jokes just yet, but they're going to get worse from here on out. I can guarantee you that much. Anyways, check out the bottom screen below our hearts. And Link, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Alright, so our magic meter is enhanced, aka it's been doubled. Hooray! Your magic has been enhanced. Now you have twice as much magic power. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. Alright, well thank you very much, Miss Great Fairy. Now that we've done that, I think we're just about done here in Death Mountain Crater. So, I guess that's a good place to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3 Master Quest. In the last episode, we finished off the Fire Temple, went inside that cave, met with the Great Fairy, and she doubled our magic meter. In this episode, since we are done here in Death Mountain Crater, I suppose it's time for us to descend Death Mountain and make our way towards Zora's Domain, because that's where, like, the next part of the story takes place. So, I know this is like a long route down Death Mountain, but there are a couple of things that I do want to collect along the way. Basically, just a couple of golden Skulltulas. Also, I should point out that now the Fire Temple has been sort of, I guess, reclaimed, the eruptions here on Death Mountain has been restored. Oh my gosh, what the heck just happened? Oh, I guess I hit the Gossip Stone that's up there, so it negated my fall damage. That's kind of weird, like, I know of some glitches in Ocarina of Time, but I'm not sure if that's one of them. Anyways, real quick, let's play the Sun Song, because the Skulltulas that I do want to collect here on Death Mountain Trail only appear at nighttime. So, let's make it night, and our first Skulltula is going to be right behind this rock. So obviously, yeah, we couldn't have gotten this before we had gotten the Megaton Hammer. So there's Skulltula number 1. We're going to be getting quite a few Skulltulas and pieces apart actually in this video, along with sort of taking on a mini dungeon of sorts, so should be pretty exciting. Anyways, next Skulltula is down over here, and you know what, I'll take a little bit of a shortcut, albeit unconventional, and I probably will take some fall damage, but I don't really care about that, because the next Skulltula is by the bomb flower that we used to open up the way to Dodongo's Cavern. So again, let's bash this rock a couple of times, and there is our golden Skulltula. Alright, so now that we've gotten that, we're pretty much done here on Death Mountain Trail, so I guess I'll meet you guys at Zora's Domain. Actually, I lied. Okay, so before we do anything else, let's take a quick stop, go to Kakariko Graveyard, and pick up that piece of heart that I keep forgetting about. I know, it seems like I keep putting this off, but I'm so used to picking this piece apart up, like, as soon as you become an adult, that I kind of forgot that I messed that up. So just ride the plane up here, roll into that crate, and bam, there you go, there's your free piece of art. Alright, now, let's make our way over to Zora's Domain. Okay, so here we are back in Zora's Domain, and since we did plant a bean here as a kid, we can now ride this plant. And this would take us all the way to like the end of Zora's Domain, but I'm going to jump off here because there's a couple of Scopulas that I want to collect. I don't remember what's down here. I don't think it's anything too important. Oh, it's a fairy's fountain. Well, that's nice, I guess, but nothing that we need. Alright, so I'm pretty sure down the other hole is just a chest that contains rupees, but the real reason why I came up here is because if we play the Sun Song to make it night again, a Skulltula should appear somewhere on this wall directly in front of me. So there you are, buddy. How you doing? Okay, there's actually two golden Skulltulas that I want to collect here on Zora's River. The next one is sort of towards the end, so let's make our way up there. And I believe both of these can only be collected at nighttime, so keep that in mind. Plus, you will need the hook shot for both of them. And this second one can be a little bit tricky to get. So you want to stand about over here and climb on this railing. You cannot reach this unless you're on the railing because the hook shot does not reach far enough. But there is our golden Skulltula. So, can I reach that token, please? Yeah, there we go, perfect. Alright, so now that we got that, I guess all that's left for us to do is make our way into Zora's Domain. I really wish this waterfall would, like, stay open, but, whatever, let's just play the lullaby one more time. And I totally didn't just play a Pona song. You played a Pona song. I played the lullaby, the video even says so, so, yeah, you guys are wrong. I totally nailed that the first try, and, didn't just cut anything out whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so now we can finally make our way into Zora's Domain. You think by now I would actually have memorized like all of the Ocarina songs. Still hasn't happened, guys, and I still forget to like pull up my notes every time they go to record a video. So it is my own fault because I have such a terrible memory. But one day, guys, one day I'll memorize all the Ocarina songs. But today is not that day. So, since we already did unfreeze King Zora, I'm not going to bother talking to him or anything like that, but the rest of Zora's Domain is still frozen over, so we need to do something to remedy that situation. But before we can do that, might as well check out Zora's Fountain, because it's like the only area that's not completely frozen over. I mean, it kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. Also, you'll notice that Lord Jabu Jabu is not here anymore, something that I'm kind of okay with, because, let's be honest, never really liked Lord Jabu Jabu. Now, this can be pretty tricky because obviously we're on icebergs and there's ice physics involved, so be a little bit careful. But you want to jump your way across these platforms. That way we can hopefully reach this piece of heart. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now we just got to make our way back. It's weird too because the camera like points itself downwards, I guess, to make it easier to jump. But it actually just like limits your visibility, so it makes it harder to see where you're going. Like, that's what I mean about the camera not really being the greatest in this game, and it kind of is a hindrance at times, specifically in this area. But yeah, you want to jump your way across these icebergs and make your way into this cave-like structure because, well, this is our first like adult mini dungeon. It's the Ice Cavern. It's not really a dungeon, there's no boss, but there still is a dungeon map and a compass, so it's sort of like half of a dungeon, if you will. Plus there is an item that we will get from completing this. So, let's get started. Now, the main gimmick of the Ice Cavern is that, well, everything's made of ice, so you will be slipping and sliding all over the place. On top of that, though, the designers decided to be really, really mean because, alright, check this out, right? That ice crystal up there is no ordinary ice crystal. If we hit it, yeah, it turns out it's a crystal switch in disguise. How rude is that? Like, I know they wanted to make Master Quest harder, but that switch blends in so perfectly. You would probably miss out on like your first or even second glance over of the room. I know I did the first time I played through Master Quest, so I kinda hate them for that, but at the same time I gotta give them credit because it's so clever. But once you know where to look, the rest of the Ice Cavern cavern is fairly easy. In fact, I would say that it is a tad easier than the normal version since in rooms like this, there used to be large icy blades that would spin around the room and make moving around and navigation a little bit tricky because that would actually hurt you, whereas those have been completely removed from this version of the ice cavern. Also, they got rid of like a really, really infamous puzzle that existed in the ice cavern, so overall I think it's easier, but it is more cryptic. So as long as you're good at like figuring out cryptic puzzles or looking at every single room carefully, you'll be able to get through here no problem. Alright, so yeah, hit that switch to cause that chest to appear, and right over here we got some blue fires. So let's grab our bottles real quick because we will desperately need these. 2 is like the bare minimum that I would recommend to going through the ice cavern. You can do it with 1, but it would be really, really annoying. So best to have at least 2. This blue fire doesn't seem natural. Maybe you can use it for something, but how could you carry it? Well, Navi, we've actually already carried blue fire in an empty bottle before, so yep, we're just going to scoop up some fire and put it in a bottle for us. Now, obviously, since we already used the blue fire to melt King Zora, we know what it's for. We got to use the blue fire to melt the weird, like, red ice. So let's just pop that down real quick, and now we can finally see what's inside this chest. Like I said, guys, this is sort of a mini dungeon, if you will, so we're going to get ourselves the dungeon map. Alright, now that we got that, we can sort of see how, I guess, small this area is. I was going to say large, but there's really not a whole lot to it. In fact, we've kind of only got a few rooms left. Also, yeah, I would recommend stocking up on fire anytime you can. Like, if you see one of those things in blue fire and you have an empty bottle, just do yourself a favor and stock up before you go to, like, the next room to at least alleviate some of the backtracking that you would have to do if you didn't bring enough fire with you. Now, while we're going through here, I do kind of want to pose a question, because anytime I see people talking about the ice cavern online, it's usually either, oh, I love the ice cavern, or, oh, I hate the ice cavern. So, very mixed opinions about the existence of the ice cavern in this game, and to be honest, I'm kind of in the group that doesn't really like it. I don't mind it too much, but at the same time, it seems sort of out of place to me. Real quick though, hang on. So right underneath me is actually another crystal switch. To activate this, because it's below the ice, you have to drop a bomb in the middle of this room. No, I'm not joking. It's very, very cryptic, but you're going to want to do that because, yes, it lowers that ice blockade and allows us to reach this piece apart. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, like Ocarina of Time has a structure to it. You know, like you go into a temple, you get the item that you need from that temple, you use that item on the boss or for navigating the temple, then you sort of beat the temple and you move on, you know, with your new item and so on and so forth. That's pretty much the structure of the game. But the Ice Cavern just throws it off for one temple and one temple only. Like, I'll spoil it, the next temple is going to be the Water Temple. I mean, most of you guys have probably played Ocarina of Time, so you know that, or you probably already figured it out anyways. But, the item that we get from completing the Ice Cavern is detrimental to navigating through the next temple. However, the item that we get from the next temple is an upgrade to an item we already have. So I feel like if they just gave you that fully upgraded item originally, they could have saved the item that you get from the Ice Cavern, stuck it in that temple, and just gave it to you early on, and then completely nixed the Ice Cavern, because to me, there's really no reason for this area to exist outside of the item, and I don't even think like the Ice Cavern has any major story significance, although I could be wrong, because I'll admit it's been a while since I've played through Ocarina of Time and actually talked to a lot of the different characters, so I don't know the quote-unquote extended story, I guess you could say, of Ocarina of Time that well. But, I feel like the only reason this exists is because the first two adult temples are close to, you know, where the first two, like, child temples were, because, you know, you had the Deku Tree, and then the Forest Temple was right inside the Lost Woods. Then you had Dodongo's Cavern, and then right above it is the Fire Temple. And now, of course, we have Lord Jabu Jabu as a child, and it would be the Water Temple, but because the Water Temple is located in a different area, I feel like they gave us the Ice Cavern to sort of say, yeah, there is something here, but the main temple is in a different area because you pretty much learn and even get the teleportation song for the next temple at the end of the ice cavern. So it's that weird, like, but why not just send me directly to the next temple kind of thing? I don't know. Anyways, maybe I'm thinking like way too much into this, and I'm sure I am, and I'm sure I've made a couple of people angry because opinions on the internet are very dangerous. Anyways, let's just melt this ice and finish up the rest of the ice cavern, shall we? We're almost done. So this next room that we're going into, it used to have a very infamous ice block puzzle that annoyed a lot of people. Well, if you're one of those people that are annoyed, you'll be happy to know that there are no ice blocks to be found in this room any longer. Instead, we got two annoying white wolf hosts that we need to fight, which is actually a lot harder to do on the ice because it makes getting that jump attack really, really difficult. I know I can fight them without using the jump attack, but I mean, where's the fun in that? So, come on, please. Yeah, there we go. Alright, one down, one to go, baby. Don't you push me around. I don't appreciate it. Where'd you go? There you are. Stop moving around, man. You're making it hard enough as it is. And goodbye. Okay, so now that those guys are gone, I believe there are two Skulltulas in this room. One of them is over there, and the other is underneath that block of ice. Now, I'm actually trying to remember the correct order to grab these, and I think, I can't get that one yet because I think I actually need to call Pierre for that, so let's hit this switch. Yeah, it's behind you when you enter this room, and, I think that removes the ice around this Skulltula, which I do need to reactivate since I'll be using that to exit this room in just a little bit, but there is our first golden Skulltula. So now we've gotten that, let's head back over here. We'll deactivate this switch just so I don't, like, forget to do that later on. And, now I'm pretty sure I play the Scarecrow song over here. It's either that or the Song of Time. We'll start with the Scarecrow song first. And, hey, there he is, our buddy Pierre. Alright, let's grab the hook shot real quick. That way we can head up there and, get that last Skulltula. How you doing, buddy? Get inside my pocket, would ya? Alright, we should probably actually make our way over to the House of Skulltula soon and see if we can get anything else, considering we do have quite a few of them now. I'm pretty sure over here we can actually play the Song of Time to reach this blue fire, although I really don't need to because I think I have enough of it already, but might as well stock up while we're here. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Was I not close enough? I guess not. Let me try that again real quick. Sometimes it can be really, really finicky with like these Song of Time blocks. Even though Navi will fly over to it and turn green, you still have to be within like a certain radius of the block for it to work. It's kind of weird like that, I know. Alright, let's head up here and grab some more blue fire, then we'll be on our way. Because, to tell you the truth, I'm kind of done with this place. It's not very nice. I'm surprised that is the only ice pond that I've made this entire video. You know what, guys? Do me a favor. Leave your best ice ponds in the comments down below. I know that there are some funny people out there, or should I say punny people out there, and we can make the comments just absolutely awful for anyone who rates puns, so do that for me. Anyways, now our last test is to fight this Stalfos in this really cool looking room. Honestly though, this is like one of the coolest looking rooms in the entire game. I just love how sort of the ice crystals look really, really layered, even though they're kind of all just like flat and 2D. But the illusion is pretty cool. And can you just like die already, dude? Thank you, jeez. Alright, after we defeat that Stalfos, guess what? That giant chest is going to appear. So, let's finally see what we get for going through this entire area. We're going to get the iron boots. So with these, we can sink down to the bottom of water, and also we can't run when we wear them. And hey, it's Sheik again. We need again, Link. If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut the source, this ice will never melt. If you have the courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes, people move. Like a river's flow, it never ends. A childish mind will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water's surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. And with that, we've learned the Serenade of Water, another teleportation song. Link, I'll see you again. Wait, no, don't go. Aw, Sheik does that to us every time. Oh well, what are you gonna do? So in this game, unlike in the original Ocarina of Time, the iron boots are an equipable item, not a set of gear, so it actually makes equipping them and taking them off a lot simpler, which is a nice change, especially in the upcoming temple. Now obviously if we wear them too long, we will drown because we currently have no way of breathing underwater. That might change in the future. Anyways though, with that we are basically done. No, this is not a good place to be. But as I was saying, yeah, we're basically done with the ice cavern, so let's get the heck out of here before this freaking boulder kills me. Ah, jeez. Not a huge deal that we lost all that health though, because really quick, there is one thing that I would like to pick up. So let's swim like around to the center here and sink all the way down to the bottom of Zora's Fountain, because down here we're gonna find a piece of heart, and guess what? That piece of heart will actually complete our 15th heart container. So yeah, even though like the ice cavern isn't technically a real dungeon, we still got an item, and we still got another full heart container, so it kind of worked out in the end. There was no real boss, but you know what? I'm okay with that. And yeah, sadly there's no real way to make swimming up a little bit faster, but hey, we're back on the surface. Alright, where the heck are we? Alright, cool, pretty close to the entrance. Now that we're done with all of that, I think that's actually a good place to end off this video. So, if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, of course, consider subscribing. But, once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up everybody, once again my name is Matt and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode we finished off the ice cavern, got the iron boots, met up with Sheik who told us where the next temple is, and even gave us a song to teleport directly there. But before we do that, we have a couple of things to take care of inside of Zora's domain first. Now we already unfroze King Zora because we needed the frog for the big Goron sword side quest, but we didn't talk to him afterwards. So if you didn't already do so, unfreeze the man, and now let's talk to him, shall we? Oh, I've come back to life. Was it you who saved me? Don't be nervous. It looks like you have a hard time breathing underwater. As an expression of my gratitude, I grant you this tunic. With this, you won't choke underwater. Alright, so for thawing the guy out, he gives us the Zola tunic. With this, we can breathe underwater indefinitely. It goes perfect with our newly acquired iron boots. So yeah, we're going to be wearing this throughout the next temple, so let's put it on, and dang, we look awesome. Like, I don't know what it is, but the blue tunic I think is my favorite tunic in this entire game. Like, green is my favorite color, but I just think the blue tunic looks the best. Alright, so now that that is done, there's one other thing that we can do here that is kind of optional, but I do recommend doing it. The shop here in Zora's Domain is sort of blocked off by this red ice, and since we do have some extra blue fire, might as well melt this blockade and regain access to this shop. Again, you don't need to do this, but inside this shop, if you ever manage to lose your blue tunic, you can buy another one right here. It'll cost you like 300 rupees, but at least the option is there if you need it, although I highly recommend you don't lose this tunic. Alright, now that that is done, we're pretty much ready to go to the next temple, so let's play the new song that Sheik taught us. And off we go. Yeah, so believe it or not, the next temple is actually here in Lake Hylia. But if you take a look around, Lake Hylia is, well, it's pretty different. It's less of a lake and more of a puddle now, actually. There's a huge drought going on, which is not good whatsoever. So if we hop down here, the entrance to the next temple is right in between these weird-looking spires. So let's sink down using our iron boots. And now, all we gotta do is take our hook shot, hit this weird-looking target, and now we're ready to enter the next temple. And oh man, this one's a doozy, guys. That's right, we're here in the water temple. Now, this temple is very infamous for several different reasons. Most notably, though, a lot of people consider this to be the hardest and most confusing temple in the game. I really kind of disagree with that, because this temple is really not that hard if you're paying attention, but it's pretty annoying. Not as annoying on the 3DS version, but still pretty dang annoying. One of the major changes is the sort of neon lights that sort of lead you to the various different switches in this temple that adjust the water level. Another thing is this. Yeah, check out who it is. Still here after 7 years. Oh, you. If I'm right, Link. You're Link, aren't you? It's me, your fiancé, Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. I never forgot the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. You are a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. But now is not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you've already seen it. Zora's Domain, totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. But my father and the other Zoras have not yet. I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's Domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who is going to be your wife. Link, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. I'll lead the way. Follow me, quickly! Now, don't worry, guys. Ruto is not nearly as annoying as she was in, like, Jabu Jabu's belly. In fact, that's probably going to be the last time we see her for a very long time. She sort of just, like, disappears into thin air. As I was saying, though, yeah, these neon lights, they lead you to those switches that Ruto was talking about that adjust the water level in the temple. Now, here's something odd that Master Quest does. So this wall right here, it's actually already pre-bombed open for us, which doesn't really make much sense. Like, you can come in here now, you can hit that weird thing on the wall, which causes this large chest to appear, but because we're underwater, we can't open this no matter what. However, we will be getting to that chest very soon, so don't worry about that. Anyways, let's take off the boots and rise all the way up to the top where Ruto went. And, well, she's not going to be up there, but at least she pointed us in the right direction, so that's pretty helpful. Also, having the iron boots on the touchscreen is amazingly helpful in this dungeon. One of the best improvements they made to the 3DS version of this game. Anyways, right over here, we have this Triforce panel. This is actually one of the switches that will change the water level. So yeah, the neon points directly to this panel, and right above Link's head is sort of a little sign that tells you that yes, this will lower the water level to the first setting as long as we play Zelda's Lullaby. So let's do just that. And down goes the water. Now Now, don't be quick to jump down there just yet. There's still something to do up here. So, in this room, if you look carefully at the corners, let me swap into first person real quick, you'll notice that there are torches in every single corner. So, stand about here in the center, take out Din's fire, and, well, let's let it rip. That way we can light all 4 of those torches and unlock the door. Like, you would think Rudo, I guess, would have gone in there, but, like I said, she's gone, so we'll see her later, I guess. Now, instead of Rudo, we have 3 Stalfos to fight, so, yeah, kind of an unpleasant surprise. Although, what's worse, honestly, like, Rudo or 3 Stalfos? Not too sure. You guys can be the judge of that. Actually, something else I want you guys to be the judge of. We talked about the different tunics before. Which is your favorite? I actually kind of want to know, because I believe I asked this in my original Ocarina of Time Let's Play, but I can't remember what the result was. I think a majority of people voted like the red tunic as their favorite. So this time around for Master Quest, let's see, which color tunic is your favorite? Green, red, or blue? I've already said that blue is my favorite, but let me know what yours is. Alright, I'm getting better at fighting these Stalfoses, guys. I only got hit once. I'm actually pretty proud about that, because this fight can be very, very scary. But thankfully we sort of separated them one at a time, so it sort of worked out for us. Alright, not bad. Now, here's sort of the thing with this temple. Yeah, these weird like panels on the wall, shoot them with your hookshot. We already did that once before, but just know that it is going to be a thing that happens a lot throughout this temple. Also, a fairy does appear afterwards. Alright, so let's open up this chest, and because it's a large chest, we know we're getting one of the items from this temple, and we're going to start with the dungeon map. Now, things are going to move very, very quickly when it comes to these large chests, guys, so try and keep up, because we'll have, you know, both generic temple items and even the item from this temple in just a couple of seconds. Again, 2 unlit torches. There is a lit torch behind me, so we could use our bow and arrow, but, I mean, why bother when Din's fire is just so much easier? Plus, if I'm not mistaken, the 2 pots over here, they both contain magic. Yeah, so, I mean, there was literally no reason not to use Din's fire right there instead of just the bow. And alright, so this is a new enemy. This is a spike, and ooh, jeez, I actually got to target the spike and hit it with my hookshot to disable it. Then it turns into a rock for some reason. Really, really weird. There's also, I think, 2 Zolfos in this room that we need to sort of take out. But pretty much same thing as the room where we were just in. Take out all the enemies, and then, of course, ooh, hey, levitating Link! That was pretty fancy. So yeah, the chest does appear when you defeat all the enemies, but I think hitting that, well, it gives you 20 rupees, but I think it actually makes the hookshot targets over there appear, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what it does. Anyways, inside this second large chest, we got the compass, and we already saw another large chest, like, in between the upper and bottom floors, so I wonder what that one's gonna be. We already got both generic temple items, so by process of elimination, this could only be the item from the temple. So yeah, like I said, things move pretty quickly, guys. And just like that, we're gonna be getting the item from this temple, which actually is an upgrade to one of our already acquired items. This is the long shot. I'm still probably gonna be calling it the hook shot, so just don't even bother correcting me on that, because I always call it the hook shot no matter what. But now our hook shot, or long shot I guess, is twice as long as the hook shot was, which is really, really helpful. Now what's kind of weird is you get the hook shot a lot quicker than you do in normal Ocarina of Time. Like in normal Ocarina of Time, you'd have to raise the water level to the second level, then actually go and bomb that wall, whereas now you can just sort of pick it up like the second you lower the water down. Anyways, though, speaking of the second water level, the switch to raise the water level is right inside this central pillar off of the main hub room. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and raise the water level up again. And basically, right now, we're trying to raise the water level back all the way to top, even though we just sort of drained it down. It seems kind of silly, but trust me, there's a point to doing this. Also, pay attention, because yes, there's an area underneath that block. Remember that that is there. We can't reach it right now because it's sort of blocked off, but it's there. And keep that in the back of your mind, because that trips a lot of people up in both normal Ocarina of Time and Master Quest. So, yeah, Anyways, now that we've done that, while we're here on the second level, before we go directly to the third level, there is a golden skulltula that we need to pick up. So, step on that button to raise that gauge, and oddly enough, it's on a timer. Not sure why, but yeah, whatever. So just follow this hallway down, and there's another gate blocking our path. So if we use Din's fire, we can light the torch on the other side, and that should allow us access to this little tiny room where we can pick up the golden skulltula behind these boxes. And that's pretty much the only reason to come down here. But hey, I needed that skulltula token. I don't think there's anything important in this room, so I'm not going to bother going in there. Instead, we can head out over here, because obviously there's no switch by that gate where we entered by on this side, so we can't really go out the same way we went in. But if we head over here, take out our hookshot and look up, look up in the other direction, that would be helpful. There is a hookshot target that'll take us to sort of the third level of the dungeon, but there's really not a whole lot we can do up here right now, so we'll just make use of this switch to go back down to the second level of this temple. Now that we're back down here, you guys may have noticed that when we first walked around here, there was a blue switch. I think it's right over here. Yeah, there it is. So obviously, we need to find something to weigh that down. And I believe directly underneath where we just jumped off is another hallway that we can explore down. So use your map, guys. Trust me, it is a lifesaver in this temple for figuring out where you need to go next. But yeah, we might just find something we need to weigh down that switch if we see where this hallway leads us. So let's head all the way up here. And this is a really weird room, but thankfully this room does have some small boxes, and that's really the only reason why you want to come here. Like, there's nothing else hiding in those larger boxes except like rupees or other restock items. So just grab whichever small box is your favorite, and now we can return back to the center room. That way we can use this to weigh down that button. Yeah, Master Quest is like a little bit weird with some of its puzzles, because, you know, you have those like super cryptic ones where it's like, oh, shoot this random spot on a wall like 10 times, then spin around in a circle, and then all of a sudden a small cube will drop out of the clouds, and, you know, the heavens will open up and give you like some brand new item. Or other times you just gotta bring a box and put on a switch. It's kind of like jarring sometimes, because they make like no sense. But that's what I mean by the puzzles and sort of the temples being an afterthought, and why I think the original designs are just a little bit better over Master Quest. Anyways, though, as you guys can see on the wall, there are some more neon lights, which means we're going in the right direction. We should soon find the third switch to raise the water level up to the tippity top. Anyways, let's head up here, and right behind that crate is actually another golden skulltula. So, probably the best way to do it would be using the Megaton Hammer, since this can actually break the box and kill the skulltula in one swing. Look at that, man. Another golden skulltula for Team Link. Alright, now that we've done that, let's head out this door, and hey, check it out. There's the third Triforce panel. So, this will actually raise the water level all the way to the top. Let's do it. And with that, the water is back on the level that it was when we first got here. At least I'm pretty sure it was on the third level. Anyways, though, it might be a good idea to drop Pharaoh's Wind right now, just because it can save you a little bit of backtracking. It was way more useful in normal Ocarina of Time, but I still think you can use it here in Master Quest. Anyway, so I think this is actually a good place to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Inspired by State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
It's so cheap, yeah, gotta crave it all and all. Let's take it your average Joe.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm's there.
What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we started the dreaded water temple. And in this episode, well, hopefully we're going to finish things up here and, if we're lucky, take on the boss. I don't know, man. We got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it, so let's not waste any time and get started. First things first, let's head back into this central pillar because now the water is like all the way at its highest point. We can come up here and guess what? Navi's going to fly over here and turn green, which means if we take out our ocarina and play the Song of Time, well, you guys probably guessed it, it's going to make a Song of Time block up here. And if you look in the upper corners, you can kind of see like torches up there, so yeah, gee, I wonder what we need to do next. Let's hop up here and grab Din's Fire because we need to light all of those torches. Like, we've done this so much, not only in this temple, but in the last temple as well, so it's kind of like a thing in Master Quest. If you never know what to do or you're stuck on something, try using Din's Fire. Chances are there's like a torch that you can't see that you need to light up in order to make some progress. Anyways, now we can finally go down here, and like I said, this area is pretty dang important because there's something down here that we can get that we need to sort of continue on with the rest of the temple. So first things first, this room is vastly different on Master Quest, but what you want to do, head over here to this corner and step on those 2 blocks, that way you can make them disappear and reveal this switch. Now this one's sort of hidden away. This is the one you actually want to hit, but there is a second one in this room. Underneath this crate, if we activate this switch, it's going to unlock this grate, and an enemy will drop down and try to attack you. You can easily kill it and, like, you know, move on with your day, but just know that it is a booby trap, and you really don't need to hit that one to make any progress in the temple. Alright, so yeah, shooting that wall causes this chest to appear, and this is what we came here for, baby. It's a small key. I know, it doesn't seem that important, but you need it, so you gotta come all the way here just to get it. Now that we got it, though, we are completely done with this area, so we never have to worry about it again, which is really awesome. Okay, so, now that we got that small key, let's actually return to the main area of this temple, because I think we actually did pass a locked door on our way back inside this pillar. So, if we play our cards right, I believe we can leave on the second level, and I think we want to go to like the east section of the temple, and that's where the locked door is. Yeah, there it is. Alright, not too shabby. Surprisingly enough, since like we already have the item and pretty much everything else besides the boss key, so yeah, the rest of this temple should go by fairly quickly since there's not a whole lot of things that are really impeding our progress right now. However, there is kind of one caveat to that. So, pretty much after we get the boss key, we're going to be going and getting Skulltulas, but there's one room that contains 1 golden Skulltula that, as far as I know, we cannot collect right now, which is kind of weird because all the other like adult temples allowed you to pick up every single golden Skulltula inside them on your first run through, but the water temple does not allow you to do that. So I think we need to come back here like pretty much after we finish up this temple in order to reach that Skulltula. So yeah, kind of a little bit of an annoyance, but whatever, we can deal with it. This room, however, this room is just, man, I do not like this room. Jump down here, instantly 3 Stalfos are going to appear, and this room is kind of weird because it's oddly shaped. There's like walls and platforms sort of in the way, so it's kind of hard to like get a really good angle at all 3 of these Stalfos, but just try and single them out and take them out as you normally would. By now, you should be pretty good at fighting these Stalfos. A lot better than I am, at least, because I'm still pretty bad at fighting these guys. Like, I don't know, I feel like I got a little bit better, and even though I am trying to use my shield to block most of their attacks, some of them can, you know, jump over your shield to attack you, or just attack you through your shield. So, I'm doing my best, but again, there are definitely people out there who are way better at fighting Stalfos than I am. Like, look at that, man! My gosh, I lost so many hearts from that, and I feel like I really didn't play that bad. It's just I got like severely unlucky when it came to sort of blocking some of their jump attacks, because their jump attacks do like 4 hearts, which is just completely ridiculous. But yeah, once you get rid of those guys, these dragon statues will pop up, which is basically how we're going to navigate through this room. Except for this guy over here, for whatever reason, He's just lazy and doesn't want to pop up. He's too good for us, I guess, but whatever, man. We don't even need you. And also, yeah, there's 2 fairies over here, so don't worry too much about the damage you took from the stall post. This game is very generous with the fairies, like especially in this room, because right towards the exit of this room, there's 2 like darker dragon statues that I believe you can play Epona song and the sun song next to, and both of them will spawn a big fairy. Those are the fairies that restore your magic and all of your HP. So yeah, like, don't even worry about the damage you take in this room whatsoever, which is really helpful because, well, this next room is pretty legendary. This is where we're going to find the mini-boss of this temple, and it's like everyone's favorite mini-boss for whatever reason. Personally, I don't think it's very good, but yeah, whatever. Teach their own, I suppose. And this door is locked. Whatever shall we do? Well, we head back towards that one singular dead tree. There is supposed to be something here, and it's not for some reason. I really don't know why. Is it going to spawn? Come on, game. There we go. Check it out, guys. It's us. That's right. The boss of the Water Temple is the legendary Darkling. So, we're going to start by casting Din's Fire. This is sort of going to be like my guide to the perfect setup for this boss. You know, I kind of do need Din's Fire again because what you want to do ideally is already have the Megaton Hammer out. So use Din's Fire. That'll knock him back, and now he'll always spawn behind you. So if you turn around quick enough when you have the Megaton Hammer, you can just whack him like before he has a chance to block your attack. And this is like the easiest way to fight Darkling without using a ton of magic. You could just continually use Din's Fire, and that's like totally a valid tactic. But I find that this way just saves more magic. It does about the same damage, I would say. Not too sure. And yeah, already Darkling is gone. Dude, it didn't even have a chance to hit me. I just completely destroyed him. So yeah, surprisingly enough, I know a lot of people who have like a hard time with that boss use that tactic. It might seem kind of cheap, but it works like every single time. I'll tell you what, it makes that boss fight so easy. And also another fairy that we don't really need. Make sure you hit that, that way you can unlock this door. And funnily enough, like this room used to be where you get the long shot from, so yeah, you get it way, way earlier in Master Quest than you do in the normal game. Alright, so Link, be careful, don't get swallowed by the vortexes. Right, so there are like little vortexes in the water in this area. I believe if they swallow you, they take you back to like the beginning of the temple or something like that. I'm not even too sure because, to be honest, it's been a very, very long time since I've like fallen in one of those vortexes, so I'm not even sure what happens, to be totally honest. And Link, can you please climb up here, please? Thank you. Alright, so the reason why you want to be on like these hookshot targets is because, yes, there's a golden Skulltula right over here that you want to collect. Plus, it makes like navigating through this entire section just a lot faster since you don't need to worry about the vortexes or swimming in the water or really anything like that. So I recommend just staying on here if you can. Alright, so just a few more that we need to navigate through before we're at like the... Oh no, that's not... Oh crud. Oh crud. Oh my gosh, that actually worked. So I was like just struggling around in that vortex for I don't even know how long. It was a really long time, but like I refused to let it like suck me into wherever it was going to bring me. And then I put on my iron boots and somehow I was able to stand down and hook onto that target. I don't think that is supposed to work, but you know what? I am so glad that it did. Okay, so now that whole debacle is done, let's head over here, and I think all we have to do is like swim up if I'm not mistaken. We basically just need to unlock the door in this room, that way we can make our way back towards the central area of the temple, and I really don't think this does anything besides, yeah, spawn some magic, because there are torches behind us. So again, let's drop Din's Fire and just light those bad boys up, that way we can get the heck out of here. Because, to be honest, I really have no desire to be in the Water Temple any longer than I need to be. Like, most people hate the Water Temple. I'm sort of indifferent towards it, but, the rest of the Water Temple, at least on Master Quest, is kind of boring, not gonna lie. Like, once we get the boss key, we could go directly to the boss, but there's still skeletons that we need to collect. And speaking of the boss key, this is where we get it. So let's hop down here real quick because the timing of this can confuse you if you're not too familiar with what's going to happen. But yeah, activate the switch while you're standing on this water plume as you're riding it up. Use Din's Fire because there are 2 torches on the other side of that grate that we need to light up. And if we do it, the grate will unlock it now. We can just jump over and open up the fancy chest and get ourselves the boss key. So that's pretty much that. Like, I believe this room will actually take us out to the main hub of this temple. So we could go directly to the boss right now if we wanted to. Like, we have the item from the temple, we have everything else that we need, but we're still missing a golden skeleton. Like, one singular golden skeleton. Technically, there's 2 more in the temple that we need to grab, but only one of them we can get as of right now. The other we'll have to come back at a later time to pick up. So, I guess to get this one remaining skeleton, let's head over here to the northern section of the temple. I don't believe we actually had a chance to go down here before, but yeah, now that we've sort of unlocked this area, let's check it out and see what secrets that it's hiding. If you look on the map, like, you can see there seems to be a lot of rooms, like, over here that we have yet to explore. They seem kind of big, but they're really not. Anyways, though, apologies if I seem a little bit out of it today. I've actually just gotten back from a week-long trip. Like, I went over to Illinois to hang out with some friends for a week, which is a time zone behind my normal time zone because I live on the East Coast. So I'm sort of a little bit jet lagged, not really, but I also didn't get like the best night of sleep last night, so I'm kind of tired. And also it's the first time I'm like commentating in a week, and believe it or not, like, that does impact like the flow of your commentary just a little bit, because this is something I'm so used to doing like every single day. I feel like whenever I go any period of time without like commentating a video, it sort of does take a little bit of time just to get right back into it. Anyway, so here's the stuff I was in. Oh my gosh, I almost fought that guy perfectly. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be the one, this is gonna be the one. Almost took 0 damage, and then of course, right at the end, he lands that stupid jump attack. But yeah, right inside that crate is the small key that we need. Now that we have that, we can unlock the locked door that we passed by on the way here. So, let's just swim right back up to the surface, and there it is. Hooray! Now, I know it seems like we're going really far out of our way from the main room, and we would have to do a lot of backtracking to get back there. However, I did drop Pharaoh's Wind before the start of this episode, in the spot where I told you guys at the end of the last episode that you might want to consider dropping it. Again, same thing in this room that we did with the boss key. Just stand on the water plumes first, then use Din's Fire as you're riding them upwards. And now we gotta jump across to the side really quickly. And Din's Fire this last final torch. Come on. Is that fast enough? I hope it is. Yeah, it is, baby. Sweet. We are golden. Let's get out of here. And oh man, this room is fun. Hey guys, remember Dodongos? Yeah, there's a lot of them here now. Here's a little bit of a trick you can do. Instead of like jumping down there and fighting them, if you stand right on the edge, you can shield drop some bombs right over there and have the Dodongos like sort of eat them up. Pretty sure this is like one of the things they wanted you to do, but again, you can accidentally fall off the edge if you're not careful, or the bombs might get stuck on the edges, so it can be a little bit tricky to do. But on the bright side, if they do eat the bombs, they go down in like one hit, which is pretty dang. Oh my gosh, this is the worst thing that could have possibly happened. Alright, whatever. At least there's only like 2 left, so we should be able to take these guys out with our sword and not take like any damage doing so. Anyways, though, as I was saying before, yeah, so I went away for a week to visit some of my friends, and normally when I go and visit like my friends on YouTube, we take some time, record some videos, but this time around we really didn't have any plans to do that. Like, honestly, this trip was more for myself because, well, for one, I wanted to go and see the Zelda Symphony, and I knew some friends were out there, and so we all went together, and that was actually a lot of fun. That was like the 3rd version of the Symphony, the Master Quest version. So I've actually seen all 3 different versions of the Symphony. So, I mean, it was nice to be able to see that again. And of course, then just to like hang out with all my friends as well. Like, I always enjoy doing that and being surrounded by other people who do YouTube full time like myself, and it's just a nice creative environment to be around. Plus, like, I'll be honest, I was feeling kind of bummed as of late, so hanging out with, like, you know, my friends who we share these similar interests of loving video games and doing YouTube and stuff like that. Like, it's always fun to be around like-minded people, and I will admit it cheered me up a little bit. Like, I'm in a much better mood now, so I'm excited to get back to making videos. It's gonna be a fun couple of months. Anyways, now that we got that skill left, we are done with this section, and we could go like all the way back through those rooms, but because we do have a warp point already set, what do you say we make use of that and just go right back to the main room? Probably not the best use of Pharaoh's Wind, but you know what? Saved us a little bit of time, so I'll take it. And that's where I'm going to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Let's go, Toast.
When life has you playing hurry
Let's
up,
go.
Hertz keeps you ahead of the game.
Let's go.
Introducing our all-new electric vehicles.
Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we finished off the second half of the Water Temple, and now in this episode, it's finally time for us to take on the boss. Hopefully, you guys were excited for the most underwhelming boss in this entire game. Like, honestly, the Water Temple boss is the worst boss in this game. Hands down, it's so easy. Anyway, so getting past these spike traps might be harder than the boss, unless you hit this, like, hidden switch right there, because then it causes these hookshot targets to appear. Now, we can just fly right over those traps. Yeah, super convenient. Anyways, there's the boss door, but before we go inside, what do you say we swap out for our Goron sword just so we get that extra damage? Also, there is no reason to use your shield whatsoever in this boss, so it's perfectly safe to use the Goron sword. Link, look out! That isn't normal water over there. Oh really? That's not normal water? Well, it looks pretty normal to me. Oh no. What's this? What could it be? Dun 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 dun. Link, watch out! It's coming for you, man! Perhaps it's like a deadly shark or something like that. What could it be, guys? Oh, it's this. So this is the giant aquatic amoeba, Morpha. Morpha is the dumbest thing ever. I was actually kind of concerned if it hit me during that cutscene, but I don't think that counted. Anyway, so as I was saying, Morph is the worst thing in this game because it's just so stupid and so incredibly easy. Like, how is this a boss? So yeah, just wait for it to try and attack you with its tentacle, which by the way is super easy to avoid. Then latch onto it with your hook shot and hit it with your sword. If you're fast enough and not crap at aiming like I am apparently, you can like latch onto it again before it has a chance to make another tentacle, and then if you're even luckier, you can keep doing that so it doesn't even have a chance to build tentacles and just like trap it in a loop where you keep attacking it before it gets back in the water and deal enough damage to completely defeat the boss before it even can attack you like a second time. And yeah, honestly, the most dangerous thing about this fight is the spikes on the side of the walls. Like, I guarantee you I'll probably take more damage from those by accident than actual damage from this boss, because we're doing pretty good thus far. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. Now, another thing a lot of people seem to do is trap this guy in the corner of the room. I've never been good at that. I don't know why. Like, I've only been able to pull it off a handful of times, so maybe there's like some consistent setup I'm unfamiliar with, but it's always been kind of hard for me. Oh, wow, he's already dead. Well, that was a lot quicker than I expected. You know, maybe in hindsight I shouldn't have used the Goron sword because, I mean, this fight's already a joke, but using the Goron sword just makes it go by so incredibly quickly. I mean, imagine if I used jump attacks or spin attacks as well as the Goron Sword. If I did that, I probably could have killed this guy in like 2 or 3 hits. That would have been insane, man. Holy moly. But there we go. We are essentially done with the water temple, minus the 1 skull that we still need to collect. So, let's get our heart container, which of course is on the other side. Man, I swear, no matter what, I always go to the wrong side first, every single time, without fail. Anyways, so with this, guess what, guys? We only need to get 4 more hearts until we have every single heart container in the game. That is just like mind-boggling to me. Nicely done. Link. I would have expected no less from the man I chose to be my husband. Zora's domain and its people will eventually return to their original state. As a reward, I grant my eternal love to you. I don't want it. Well, that's what I want to say, but I don't think I can offer that now. I have to guard the water temple as a sage of water. And you're searching for the Princess Zelda. Ha! You can't hide anything from me. Oh no, she knows we're cheating on her! Princess Zelda. She's alive. I can sense it. So don't be discouraged. I can tell that nothing will stop you in your quest for justice and peace. You must take this medallion. Take it respectfully. And with that, we got ourselves a blueberry biscuit. It's the water medallion. Ruto awakens as a sage and adds her power to ours. If you see Sheik, please give him my thanks, okay? As the water rises, the evil is vanishing from the lake. Link, you did it! Ruto wanted to thank me? I see. We have to return peace to Hyrule for her sake too, don't we? Look at that, Link. Together, you and Princess Ruto destroyed the evil monster. Once again, the lake is filled with pure water. All is as it was here. Man, Sheik is so cool. Anyways, though, very quickly, head over here, stand on this thing, take out your bow, and do this as quick as you can. Shoot the sun. Now, if you do this quick enough, it's going to cause this item to appear. And you might be wondering, well, how the heck did I know that, and why would you even think to do that? Well, there is an inscription on the stone that I'm standing on, but this thing is time sensitive, so I wanted to do that first. If we check out the stone, it says, when water fills the lake, shoot for the morning light. So yeah, obviously you can only do this after you complete the water temple and right as it's turning morning. Conveniently enough, it's always turning morning after you complete the water temple. So yeah, they sort of go hand in hand. Anyways, over here we got ourselves the fire arrows. So no longer do we need to use Din's fire to light things on fire. Now we can use the fire arrows. Both use magic, but the fire arrows are a little more precise and obviously they have a much longer range. The menu for equipping them is a little bit weird. Like, I prefer Majora's Mask 3D's layout for the elemental arrows. Like, they sort of just equipped on their own, which is really convenient, but I guess it's not bad in Ocarina of Time 3D, and obviously Majora's Mask 3D came out like years later, so that extra time allowed them to tweak a couple of things and make it easier for the player. Anyways, now that we got the fire arrows, let's head back into the water temple because, like I said, guys, there is that one Skulltula that we need to collect, and believe it or not, we need the fire arrows to collect it. So yeah, at least we can pick it up right now. Would have been nice to just like leave this temple completely behind us, but on the bright side, at least we don't need to wait like a super long time to get some completely different item and then come all the way back here and have me probably forget about it for like half the game, then realize last second that I missed one Skulltula and it's the one in the water temple, and then there would be like an episode dedicated to backtracking. So this is at least the lesser of two evils. Anyway, so if we come up here and look right behind us, there's a couple of torches on the wall. Yeah, we can't reach those with Din's fire, but now that we have our fire arrow, we can just easily shoot all three of them. Aim slightly above the torch, by the way. That way you're guaranteed to light it, and that will unlock that gate over there. But we need our buddy Pierre to help us reach that ledge. So let's play the Scarecrow song, and ta-da, there he is. Alright. Now, be careful. And actually, real quick, I do still have my Goron sword, so let me swap out back for the Master Sword because right beyond Pierre are two Stalfos, and yeah, I definitely do not want to fight these guys without my shield available. Like, that would just be a suicide mission, man. Trust me, you want the shield when you're fighting Stalfos. Like, I know normally I bash on the shield or don't use it as much as I should, but Master Quest has really made me appreciate how useful it can be sometimes. And can you just please die? Like, I came here for one Skulltula, man. I do not want to fight all these freaking Stalfos. I just want to get my golden Skulltula and get the heck out of here, you know? Is that too much to ask? Apparently it is. And like, this isn't even the only golden Skulltula that we're going to be collecting in this video. There's still one that I want to get back in Lake Hylia. I probably should have got that one first before coming back here, honestly. That would have made way more sense, but whatever. I suppose it doesn't matter, since no matter what, we would have ended in Lake Hylia, so whether I got it before or after I went back into the water temple wouldn't even really have made a difference, since they're in the exact same location, basically, but whatever. Alright, so now that we got that, we are done with the water temple. Officially closed case. No more, like, Skulltulas we need to collect whatsoever. We can leave this area and never come back, thankfully. Oh, man, it's been a long time coming, guys. But, I mean, overall, the water temple was not bad whatsoever. Like, people vastly over-exaggerate how hard the water temple is, and it's definitely not bad on Master Quest. Like, honestly, it's a lot easier in Master Quest, since you only need to, like, raise the water level all the way to the top, and then that's basically it. Like, you have access to every other area right off the bat, so it's pretty nice. Okay, so now that we're back here in Lake Hylia, that last Skulltula that I want to get is actually right up where Sheik was, believe it or not. So, this one only appears at night, so let's play the Sun Song real quick. And now that we do have our long shot, what we can do is, once it's nighttime, if we look up at this tree, well, you have to be facing the right angle first, but yeah, if we look up at this tree, we can hookshot right to where that branch is, and ta-da, there is our golden Skulltula just waiting to be collected. So, buddy, hate to say it, but you're mine now. Ha ha ha. Alright, so now that we got that, yeah, we're basically done. And dang it, I still took damage. I should have rolled, but oh well, not a big deal. Alrighty, though, I think that's a good place to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we finished off the water temple, got ourselves the fire arrows, and collected a few golden skulltulas here in the Lake Hylia area. In this episode, get excited, guys, because we're doing more side quests. And I know a couple of you guys are excited because I've been getting a couple of comments recently saying, hey, you should do more side quests, but guys, come on, man. It's a Zelda playthrough on my channel. Like, you already know it's going to be 100% completed. We're doing all the side quests, so don't you even worry about that. In fact, it's always in the description of the video as well. But yeah, in this episode, we're going to start by going into the fishing hole as an adult because there's some more fish that we can catch. So let's talk to our friend here, shall we? Hey, mister. I remember you. It's been a long time. How many years has it been? 7 years? What have you been doing all that time? Dude, you don't want to know. You're my only customer. I'm almost out of business. Seriously, on top of that, my hair... never mind. Well, do you want to go fishing? It costs only 20 rupees. Alright, let's do it then. So here's an interesting factoid that I found out very recently, in fact. I was watching someone play through the debug ROM of Ocarina of Time, and the debug ROM is basically a version of the game that allows you to access various different maps, including some beta elements of Ocarina of Time, which is pretty cool. But in the menus that you can use to sort of load in the various different maps, one of the modifiers is Link's age. And instead of saying, like, you know, young Link or adult Link, it actually gives you the numbers. So I think they may have changed how long Link spent in the Chamber of Sages at some point, because in the debug ROM, Link's young Link age is 5, and Link's adult Link age is 17, which obviously the difference between the two is way more than 7 years. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They must have changed it at some point while they were developing the game. Anyway, though, there's one very large lunker of a fish in this lake that we need to catch. It's like 19 pounds. It's going to take a while, so I think I'm just going to save us some time, and I'll cut until we catch that fish. Alright, come on, it's like right there. I can almost taste it. Just reach out and grab it, Link. Oh my gosh, this guy is just struggling. There we go, finally. That took forever. Wow, this is a real lunker. Let's see, 19 pounds. Heck yeah, I want to keep that. Like, I'm not even joking, guys. That took probably close to 20 minutes just to catch that one fish. Like, I got it to latch onto my lure a couple of different times, but it broke free like every other time, except for obviously this time where we caught it. Anyways, let's show it to this guy. So, weigh my fish, please. Whoa! This fish is huge. It looks like a new record, at least 19 pounds. Seriously, okay, here's your prize. And he gives us the golden scale. So with this, we can dive down even deeper than we could before, which is pretty helpful. Now that we got that, though, let's get out of here because there is no reason to fish any longer. Now that we have this new golden scale, we can immediately do something with it to get a piece of heart. And it's right here in Lake Hylia, so it actually won't take us much time at all. So we're going to make our way over to the lakeside laboratory. There's a couple of things that we can do over there right now. When we were a kid, we actually planted a magic bean over here, and we could use that to reach the roof, but to be honest, the bean kind of takes you in an odd way. So instead, what you can also do is take out your ocarina and play the Scarecrow song. Then our buddy Pierre will appear right on the roof for us, allowing us to get up there much quicker than riding the bean. So you don't really need to plant that one if you don't want to. Anyways, if we climb this ladder, and oh my gosh, I forgot about the crow. I forgot about the stupid crow. Thanks a lot, crow. I hate you so much right now. You have no idea. Anyways, alright, you know what? You're gonna die, and like I was saying, if we climb up this ladder to like the very top of this, I guess, chimney structure or lookout tower, whatever it is, well, we're gonna find a piece of heart just waiting to be collected. So there we go. And that is not the only piece of heart that we can get. Because there's actually another way we can get a piece of heart inside the laboratory. Alright, so I got a question for you guys, because I do this a lot actually. I say both laboratory and laboratory, and I think it's probably because I spent like a lot of time watching Dexter's Lab as a kid, like it was one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows. But I'm curious, how do you guys pronounce laboratory? Do you say laboratory or laboratory? Anyways, though, yeah, you want to just dive all the way down to the bottom here. You can only do this if you have the golden scale. You'll hear like the little Zelda chime, then talk to this weird scientist guy. You may not have noticed, but I've been watching you. You touched the bottom just now. Fantastic, I'll give this to you. Alright, it gives us, yes, a piece of heart. Now, you might be thinking, what about your iron boots? Couldn't you just use those? Well, you can reach the bottom with the iron boots, but, yeah, he'll say you're, like, cheating and not actually give you the reward. However, there is a point to coming down here with the iron boots because, yep, there is another golden Skulltula that needs to be collected. Alright, so now that we got that, we're basically done with everything in the Lake Hylia area for right now. So, what do you say we go and take on another really long side quest? This one is going to take place in Hyrule Field. So, first things first, let's go back to the Temple of Time real quick. And I totally didn't play the wrong song again. Nope, I definitely played the Prelude like the first time and not, you know, the Song of Time. Yep, nope, I did it. You guys played it wrong. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so the reason why I'm going back to the Temple of Time is because, well, it's a little bit quicker to get to, like, the section of Hyrule Field that I want to go to, but along the way there's a character that I want to talk to sort of, I guess, better explain why we're doing this quest, because although we could do it right now, no problem, there's really no context to us doing it right now, and I kind of do like to provide some context. That way you guys sort of understand why we're doing the things that we're doing. Like, we're not just, you know, doing all these side quests because, you know, we can. There sort of is a point to all of it, and it does tie in, I guess, with, like, the main plot of the game. So that's sort of why I like to provide that extra bit of context, just so you guys understand everything. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Oh, you are quite an energetic young man. You're brave and handsome, too. Your name is Link, isn't it? Don't be surprised, I can read people's minds. If I looked as good as you, I could run a different kind of business. I don't know what you mean by that, and I don't want to know. My shop is the only ghost shop in Hyrule. Because of the Great Gandorf, it is a fine time for a business like this. Oh, I can only hope the world gets even worse. The ghosts called Poes are spirits of concentrated hatred that appear in the field and graveyard. They hate the world. Young man, if you catch a Poe, I will pay a lot of money for it. Okay, so here is the deal for this quest. There are 10 big Poe souls in Hyrule Field that we need to collect. He's going to pay us for every single soul, 50 rupees I believe, but our wallet's almost maxed out, so the money is not the reason why we're doing this. After we give him like 10 Poe souls, he'll give us something else, which is pretty nice. You're going to want to empty out all your bottles for this, so I guess it's finally time for us to part ways with this red potion, even though, you know, I kept it for like a really, really long time, since like the Doggo's Cavern, I think. But whatever, it's gone now. We're also going to need Epona, since she will be integral to finding these Poes, and then, last but not least, we're going to need our bow and arrows. So I guess while Epona's galloping towards us, we can go ahead and equip that. Also, might as well unequip the fire arrows, since they're not going to be really that helpful. But basically what you want to do is hop on Epona's back and ride around Hyrule Field looking for Poes. Now, all the Poes are tied to an inanimate object here in Hyrule Field. Like, for instance, the first Poe that we can get is tied to the side, so we run right by it, bam, the Poe's going to appear, and now we just got to shoot it twice with our bow and arrow. Then, yeah, the soul sort of hits the ground, and now we have to get off of Epona and scoop that soul up into one of our bottles. So we can only carry 3 at a time right now, so we're going to be taking like 4 trips out in Hyrule Field to collect all of these Poes, which kind of stinks and makes this quest a little more tedious than it needs to be. But it's not really that big of a deal. The next Poe is right in between Long Long Ranch and this tree. Let's just shoot this guy real quick. I probably will cut out a majority of the traveling, like either back and forth between Hyrule Field and like the guy who wants to buy the souls, and also some of the traveling between each of the souls themselves, since they are sort of spread out all over the place in Hyrule Field. And I think there's another one somewhere over here. Okay, so this next soul is right inside that bush. Let's shoot this guy real quick before he gets away. There we go. If a Poe does get away, just sort of walk a little bit farther from when it spawned and then turn around. It'll actually respawn very easily, so there's no need to like reload the map whatsoever. Anyways, our bottles are full, so let's make our first pit stop to the guy back near the moat in Hyrule Castletown. Okay, so here we are. Let's talk to this guy. Hey, young man, what's happening today? If you have a Poe, I will buy it. Your card is 0 points. Come back again. Hee hee hee. Alright, so let's actually take out one of our Poes and show it to him. Oh, you brought a Poe today. Very interesting. This is a big Poe. I'll buy it for 50 rupees. On top of that, I'll put 100 points on your card. If you win 1,000 points, you'll be a happy man. Hee hee. Alright, so that's basically how this works. Let's give him the remaining 2 Poes that we have. Then we'll just go back out to Hyrule Field and search for the next 3 Poes. So I guess I'll see you guys once we find the next Poe. Alright, so the next Poe is right inside this patch of grass near, I guess the southern section of Hyrule Field. If you ever want to know where I am, just take a look at the map on the upper screen. That gives you a better idea of where I am in Hyrule Field. And there we go, another Poe soul for us. On to the next one. And the next one is very similar in that same area right by that tree. So let's shoot this guy down real quick. No, don't you dare get away from me. Thank goodness, like, when you hit them once, it sort of stuns them. So as long as you can readjust your aim after that first hit, you should be fine. But there we go, our next soul. Alright, I'll see you guys in a second. And the next one is right by this silver rock, sort of near the entrance to Kokiri Forest. And, there we go, perfect. And since this is our third one, I will be going back to, the weird ghost guy in Hyrule Castletown to sort of trade these in. So I'll just see you guys at the next Poe. Okay, so the next one is right inside that bush over on the eastern section of Hyrule, sort of near Gerudo Valley. But that was actually really, really easy to get, so you should be perfectly fine. And another Poe soul for us. On to the next one. Alright, so this next one is by this rock wall, sort of near Long Lawn Ranch. The rock wall serves like no other purpose other than spawning this Poe, so now that we've got this soul in our possession, we are good to go. I guess I'll see you guys once we find the next Poe. Alright, so this one is sort of near Gerudo Valley. This one can be kind of annoying because it does like to fly into the wall, so make sure you shoot that one very, very quickly. Wow, we actually got super close because that one, its soul almost spawned in the wall, but thankfully we got that one. Again, I need to go and turn these in, so I'll see you guys at the next Poe soul. Okay, and last but not least, this one is kind of annoying. You want to go right under this underpass near Kakariko Village and shoot this guy before it gets too far away. It's kind of annoying because the opponent can get like stuck on the ledge there and mess up your shots, but as long as you shoot it down, you'll be able to get the final soul. Alright, so in the bottle you go, my man. That is all 10. That took a very, very long time for me to do because, well, let's just say I didn't get every single Poe on my first attempt. In fact, there were quite a few of them that I had trouble getting to spawn more than once, which was kind of annoying, but whatever. It's over now. It's one of the longest quests in this game, so I'm glad that we got it out of the way when we did. Anyways, let's go and turn in the final Poe and get our reward, shall we? So here you go, man. Yeah, blah-de, blah-de, blah. Here's your Poe. Give my points. Fantastic. Wait a minute. Wow. You earned 1,000 points. Young man, you are a genuine ghost hunter. Is that what you expected me to say? Because of you, I have extra inventory of big Poes, so this will be the last time I can buy one of these ghosts. You were thinking about what I promised would happen when you earned 1,000 points. Heh. Don't worry, I didn't forget. Just take this. And he gives us an empty bottle. Yeah, we did all that for the fourth and final empty bottle in the game. It's not really worth it. I probably wouldn't recommend doing this unless you're going for 100% completion. Anyways, though, I think that's where I'm going to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we went all over Hyrule Field and collected the 10 big Poes.
Be right back.
Left behind, and I've lost everything. Forever living in the dark. I feel so alive. Still remembering what I want, but it ends with you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile when come to speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Unreal intertwined, and you're not listening. It is your choice to make a little mockery, it won't do. Further down the line, still surrendering, trying harder to forgive you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile when don't speak. Will you please slow down? You are left behind, and I've lost everything. Forever living in the dark. I feel so alive. Still remembering what I want, but it ends with you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile when don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Unreal intertwined, and you're not listening. It is your choice to make a little mockery, it won't do. Further down the line, still surrendering, trying harder to forgive you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am forever living in the dark. I feel so alive, still remembering what I want, but it ends with you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile but don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down.
Didn't get me that creepy guy inside that weird building. In this episode, well, there's one thing that I do want to collect, and then we're going to go to Kakariko Village and sort of trigger the next part of the game. So, let's start by calling an opponent to our side just so we can travel around Hyrule Field a little bit quicker. I know Kakariko is really close, but the one thing that I want to get is kind of on like the opposite side of Hyrule Field from Kakariko, so using opponent should just make our lives a little bit easier. Now, we probably could have gotten this as we were doing the big post side quest, and it would have saved us a little bit of time, but I figured I would wait until afterwards just so, you know, we're not, like, mixing two different things together and confusing people. But, yeah, come right over to this random tree here in Hyrule Field, and you'll notice that the, stone or shard or whatever the heck that thing is called is blinking, so there is this secret nearby. Take out your Megaton Hammer, give this tree a couple of whacks, and bam! Secret has appeared, so let's jump down and see what's in store for us. Alright, so down here, there's some water. Go ahead and pop on your iron boots, sink all the way down to the bottom, and ta-da! Check it out, piece of heart just waiting to be collected. Yeah, that one's kind of free. You can get it anytime after you get the iron boots, so might as well grab it while we're in the area. You might actually be able to dive down and get that one after you get the golden scale. I'm not too sure on that though. Someone might be able to tell me in the comments. Now that that is done though, let's head right over to Kakariko, because at this point in the game, you might not know exactly where to go next. Like I think Navi says, hey, you should probably go to Kakariko and talk to someone there or something like that. She gives you a hint to go to Kakariko basically, because there's no like clear direction as to where we should go next. So we'll head over to Kakariko and something's going to happen that will basically lead us to the rest of the game, which is pretty sweet. So see you later, opponent. Thanks for the lift. I appreciate it. And now, well, I guess you'll just have to see what's going to happen next.
Click this and play Riders Republic. Right now. Click this multiplayer avalanche. Click that lunatic.
Turns out Sheik was evil the whole time! Nah, I'm just kidding. But Kakariko has definitely seen better days. Get back, Link. That cutscene always makes me laugh, just like the way she flails around, it looks so stupid. Oh no, what is this weird shadow thing? That certainly can't be any good. Link, I'm not so sure that we can take this thing. Maybe now is not the best time to play hero, my man. looks like you're coming around. Link, a terrible thing has happened. The evil shadow spirit has been released. Impa, the leader of Kakariko Village, had sealed the evil shadow spirit in the bottom of the well. But the force of the evil spirit got so strong, the seal of the well broke and it escaped into this world. I believe Impa has gone to the Shadow Temple to seal it again, but she will be in danger without any help. Link, Impa is one of the 6 sages. Destroy the evil shadow spirit and save Impa. There is an entrance to the Shadow Temple beneath the graveyard behind this village. The only thing I can do for you is teach you the melody that will lead you to the Shadow Temple. This melody that will draw you into the infinite darkness that absorbs even time. Listen to this, the Nocturne of Shadow. And with that, we've learned the Nocturne of Shadow. Let me take care of the village. I'm counting on you, Link. And just like that, Kakariko is back to normal. No longer is it set ablaze. Now you might be thinking to yourself, alright, we can go directly to the Shadow Temple, right? Well, you're only half right. We could, but we couldn't really make much progress because there's an item that we need. And we get that item from the bottom of the well. But if we go down there as adult Link, the entrance is sort of blocked off. So we need to return here as a kid. So let's head back to the Tale of Time. That way we could go back in time 7 years and take on the bottom of the well. Now I should mention, before you do this, you need to have the Song of Time. So if you haven't done so already, go talk to the guy in the windmill. And then, we already did this, but you need to go and play the Song of Time for the guy in the windmill as young Link, and that will sort of drain the water of the well, allowing you access to the bottom of the well. That being said, we've already done all that, so let's just go and put the Master Sword back in the pedestal of time and do what needs to be done. Here we go. Alright, young Link yet again. Feels weird kind of seeing Link in the green tunic since it's been a long time since we've sort of seen that. Anyways, we can use the Nocturne of Shadow to go right back over to Kakariko Village because this takes us to Kakariko Graveyard. So, a nice little way to get back to where we were without wasting too much time. Like I said, these teleportation songs are so incredibly helpful. It's a shame they kind of make Epona a little bit, like, overrated, but, hey, you know, whatever, I'm not complaining. Like, I definitely love the ability to go back to these areas, like, super quickly instead of, you know, calling Epona, riding through Hyrule Field and doing all that. Plus, Epona does have, like, several other uses in the game that make her a valuable sidekick to Link, so I'm okay with it. Anyway, now that we're back here in Kakariko, since we already did play the Song of Storms for the Windmill guy as young Link, which, by the way, the only reason I did that is because I kind of messed up, like, my whole traveling back in time thing. Like, I already traveled back in time more times than I probably needed to, like, in the entire game. If I planned things out better, I probably only need to travel back in time, like, maybe twice up to this point. But I think I've gone back, like, 3 times. Anyways, so as I was saying, yeah, the well's already drained, so let's head into the bottom of the well. Now, the bottom of the well is basically young Link's equivalent of the Ice Cavern in that it's a small mini-temple where you get an item that you desperately need for the next major temple. I suppose it would be possible to go to the Shadow Temple without this item, but trust me, this makes it a whole heck of a lot easier. Alright, so there is a Redead right there. I could play the Sun Song to stun it, but I can also just tippy-toe right past it And yeah, if you walk slow enough, they will not be alerted to your presence. So, goodbye, Reed. It was nice knowing you. And we should be good now. So this is like the main hub of the bottom of the well. Let's start by going right, because there's a rock over here that we need to blow up. So let's grab our bombs and just place one right over here. Do your stuff, bomb. Or not, apparently. Alright, let's try that one more time. Come on. Alright, seriously, what is this rock made out of? Like, do I have to be like right on top of it? I know this works because I've done it before, so there we go. Jeez, that was weird, man. You had to be right next to that thing. Anyway, so shoot that eye switch, and wow, that is a great camera angle. You could barely even see what happened there. Basically an area unlocked for us. Really can't do anything with that right now, so I guess it wasn't like a huge deal that we really didn't see what happened, but you still would definitely want to do that. Hello there, Mr. Skulltula. I see you up there. You need to die, my friend. Alright, you know what? I'll just take you out the normal way. Speaking of Skulltulas, I believe there are 3 golden Skulltulas down here that we're going to want to collect. All of which we can't get until a little bit later on, so just keep that in the back of your mind. For now, though, let's hit this switch because I believe it lights a torch and unlocks that door in the background. Now, don't try and jump your way over there. There's a much safer way to get to that area in just a moment. Now, one of the changes they made in Master Quest is, that pit that we just, like, talked about, that would have been invisible in normal Ocarina of Time. Like, it would have looked like normal floor until you tried to walk over it, then you would have fallen all the way down to the basement, and that is not an area you want to go to unless you have to. Alright, so over here this guy's holding a switch. Let's hit that, and that'll stop the water from flowing and actually drain it here in the well. Before we explore any of those new areas, there's a Triforce symbol here, so let's play Zelda's Lullaby. And what this is going to do is unlock that area behind us and check it out. There's a big chest, so let's grab it. Oh yeah, there's like wall masters in this room as well. I actually found out a new trick for dealing with wall masters that I did not know about, so I'll probably show that off after we get the dungeon map. Hooray! This will help us out tremendously down here. Anyways though, so yeah, there's like a wall master coming down, right? Swap into first person, immediately it goes away. That is like so broken. Anytime you're in danger, just swap into first person and it goes away completely. I had no idea about that until like very, very recently. Alright, so this room we're probably not supposed to go in here right now, but we can still do this room if we just follow the layout of the pots on the floor. They basically tell you where it's safe to walk. But right over here is a small key. There's really no benefit to getting this right now, but it does save us some time later on, so I'm not totally against it. Plus, it's super easy to just like walk along that invisible floor because the pots are there to sort of guide us. Alright, so now that we've done all that and we've lowered the water, let's make our way back to pretty much the entrance of this area. Not like totally the entrance, but there's an area like near there that we can go and explore now that the water has been drained. So let's jump down here, and yes, there's this little tiny crawl space that we can go through, and this will lead us to basically the mini boss of the bottom of the well, and it's a weird one to say the least. But that's really all it has going for it. Like, being weird is actually a super easy boss, so not really too worried. Alright, so yeah, there's a bunch of these weird hands just like sticking up out of the ground. Let one of them grab you, and oh my gosh, he just happens to be right behind us. So this is Dead Hand. He's just ugly and gross. I mean, that's really all you can say about him. What you want to do is wait for him, or get close to him, wait for him to put his head down, and then just attack him with your sword like so. Don't run away after a couple of hits. If you want him to reappear, you gotta only get captured by one of these hands. I would say try and like get captured by one of the hands where it's not close to him, but I think his spawn is like entirely random, so you just sort of have to get lucky. Usually what I tend to do is go towards like one of the hands like in the direction that he was going in, because generally speaking, they'll pop up on like the other side. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but it's a pretty good method for avoiding like Dead Hand getting too close to you. If he does get close to you and like, you know, does manage to attack you, he can deal a lot of damage. But oh geez, that's not good. That is like the worst place to be right now. Alright, thank goodness he did not hit me. Too bad, Dead Hand. You're too slow for... Oh, he's already dead. Well, that was pretty easy. Like I said, not hard at all. Just really, really gross. Oh my gosh, look at that pot of magic, man! I like how it's blocking the view of the chest that spawns after you defeat Dead Hand. But, anyways, let's open up this real quick, and we're gonna get ourselves the second generic temple item, which is... our good friend, the compass. But that's not all there is in this room. So, there's this, like, weird, I guess, pile of rock garbage here. Yeah, it might not seem like it, but you can blow these up with bombs. And this one is hiding a small key. Yeah, kind of jerkish, right? Because if you didn't know to do that, you would never find that small key. I mean, I guess those, like, piles of trash are all over the place here in the bottom of the well, but seriously, who would think to bomb those things? Like, I know it doesn't come to mind when I see them, I just see them as, like, obstacles. But, occasionally, they do hold some good secrets, although 90% of the time down here, they have absolutely nothing under them, which is why I haven't been bombing them. Anyways, now that we got that, I think that's actually a good place to sort of end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we started at the bottom of the well, and in this episode, well, hopefully we're going to finish things up here, and get that item that we need, and then maybe we'll go and turn back into an adult. Sounds like a good idea to me. Now, believe it or not, we actually are almost done with the bottom of the well. Honestly, like, a majority of our time is going to be spent collecting those 3 golden skulltulas that we have yet to find. Otherwise, we need that item, but we're fairly close to grabbing that. Now, right over here, this one's kind of tricky. So, in his leftmost eye, you can barely make it out. But yes, there is a crystal switch in there that you need to hit in order to unlock that door. Kind of jerkish placement, but if you're paying attention, you should be able to spot it. And yes, Navi, I know about the shadows. You told me about those in the last episode, so I really don't know why you thought to bring it up again. Alright, let's get rid of these guys while we're in here. Probably don't need to, but might as well, and I already pulled out my slingshot, so whatever. Now that those guys are gone, let's drop a bomb on top of this pile of garbage, because there actually is something underneath that one, and it's this switch. So pressing this should actually open up a grate, yeah, in the center of this area where we got the map that leads into the basement. Now, I know I said in the previous video, you're going to want to avoid going in the basement as much as you can, but this is the one time where you actually want to fall down into the basement. But you want to do so from the center room, because every other hole will, like, take you to an area where you really can't do anything advantageous. Also, I gotta mention, I really dislike how the camera works in, like, those small corridors. It just never functions as well as you would like it to. Anyways, not a big deal. Let's head in here and fall down that hole. Yes, Navi, I know about the shadows. Jeez, that is the second time you've told me about those in like 10 seconds. I don't know what is wrong with you right now. Anyways, yeah, here's the switch that you want to hit, and that's going to cause this chest to appear, and that's the item that we need from this little mini dungeon. So, let's go and pick that up. But before we do, I think there is actually a floor master in this room, so let's get rid of this guy first, because he's actually really, really annoying if you let him stick around. So better just to deal with him once and for all, and go and do everything else you want to do in this room now that he's gone. So yeah, let's just follow these blue flames, and they'll take us right to that group of free-deads and the chest. Now, we could tippy-toe past them, but instead, what do you say we play it safe, grab our ocarina, and play the Sun Song? One wrong move tippy-toeing past those guys, and they will all, like, latch onto you, so it's very, very scary. This is much safer. Now we can just grab this chest and be on our merry way. And inside this chest, we're getting something very cool, kind of a staple for this game. It is the Lens of Truth, and this thing is going to be so incredibly helpful to us. What could this be? Looks like a lens. I wonder if it lets you see things better. It's kind of the point of a lens. Anyway, this place is dank and creepy. Let's get out of here. Couldn't have said it better myself, Navi. So yeah, at this point, if you wanted to, you could just leave the bottom of the well like you're done, but there's still 3 golden Skulltulas that I want to collect. But here's how the Lens of Truth works. So real quick, let's go ahead and equip this because we can use it right over here. When you turn this thing on, you get like this weird purple vignette, and now we can see invisible objects. So if we take it off, enemy gone, put it on, enemy reappears. Really, really useful. Now, one thing I should mention is that while using the Lens of Truth, it will slowly drain your magic meter. Not a whole lot, but it does drain it. If you want to conserve your magic, you can like equip it and unequip it really quick like that, and it won't use any of your magic, but it's kind of annoying to do, and since we do have like double magic, really having this thing on and draining our magic meter is not a huge deal, but if you ever find yourself in a pinch, you can feel free to take advantage of that glitch. It does work on the 3DS as well as the N64, so you can pretty much use it to save your magic if you need to. Alright, so here is the first of those 3 golden Skulltulas. Now that we got that, we are done in the basement, so let's get the heck out of here, man. I really don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. The remaining 2 golden Skulltulas are back up, like, sort of off the main area, and shouldn't take us too long to get them. So, let's just head back up there and get going. Now, fun little fact, like, it's heavily implied within the game that, like, this entire Beneath the Well section was, previously used to, like, torture people, I guess. And, what's even more creepy is, like, if you talk to, I forget which NPC it is, but there's some NPC in Kakariko who basically says, there used to be a house, like, where the well is right now. So, this was actually, like, someone's house, and this would be, like, their basement. So, they were doing some really shady stuff down here. But, in the original N64 version, like, version 1.0 of Ocarina of Time, underneath the well was a lot darker and had, like, blood and stuff like that all over the place. Like, in that central area where that chest was, there, like, that X-beam, that's obviously, like, a medieval torture device, but, in the N64 version, there was, like, red splotches on the floor and all around that thing, sort of implying that, it was blood and stuff like that. Obviously, they toned it down in later releases, like version, 1.1 and 1.2 on the N64, and obviously they removed it completely, from the 3DS version, which kind of stinks because, I don't know, I kind of like the version 1.0 of Ocarina of Time on the N64 just because it did have those darker undertones. It's kind of a shame that they had to like sort of censor those in later releases to, I guess, keep its rating or something like that. It's also the reason why they changed like the music inside the Fire Temple, and also they changed like the color of Ganondorf's blood during the final battle. Like, in version 1.0 of Ocarina of Time, he would cough up red blood, whereas in all previous versions after that, he coughs up, like, green, I guess, slime or puke or whatever. It's kind of a dumb little change, but a change nonetheless that I kind of wish they kept the same, or at least, you know, reverted back in the 3DS version. Anyways, though, yeah, this room is filled with invisible enemies, so you're going to want to use your Lens of Truth then. We can just easily pull back this grave, and, guess what? Here is our final golden Skulltula. And with that, we're basically done with the Underneath the Well section. So let's get the heck out of here, man. There's really no reason for us to be down here any longer. Now, speaking of Skulltulas, I think we should actually go and visit the House of Skulltula, since we are pretty much here in Kakariko, and I'm fairly certain there's some more prizes that we can get. Actually, you know what? I know there's a read it over here, so let's just play the Sun Song again. That way we can freeze it in place, because, you know what, man? I ain't got time to tippy-toe around no stinking read-eds. Smell you later, sucker. I'm done. I am not coming down here ever again. Alright. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure we can get at least one more prize from the House of Skulltula. Maybe 2. Maybe actually more. I'm not sure how many people we've already talked to. I kind of lost count, if I'm being honest. But, I'm pretty sure we have over 50 golden Skulltulas, and that's normally where people stop collecting because the reward after 50 isn't really worth it. Like, it goes from, you know, every 10 golden Skulltulas to 50, and then after 50, so you get, like, all the way to 100, you get, like, the final prize, I think. But, regardless, let's just go and see what we can pick up, because, the prize for 50 is really, really worth it. Let me just say that much. So, hello, everybody. How you doing? Yeah, there's definitely some new faces. I think you're new, so what do you got? Yeah, the curse is broken, blah de blah de blah. He's gonna give us some bomb juice. That's not what I was expecting, but alright. I think it's this guy that gives us the good prize then. Curse is broken, and he's gonna give us... Yeah, there we go, a piece of heart. Hooray! And with that, we've completed another heart container. Only 3 left, guys. Really crazy. Think I've already talked to everybody else. Let me just double check, though, in case I missed anybody. But, yeah, I think I'm good. I like how they say everyone's back to normal, but, yeah, this guy in the center is still clearly cursed. Feel bad for him, but don't worry. Once we get all 100 golden skulltulas, he will be back to normal. Alright, so with all that out of the way, I guess really the only thing left for us to do is to turn back into an adult. So, let's head off to the Temple of Time and do just that, because obviously we can't go and take on the next temple as a youngling. Just not gonna work out for us, man. We need access to all of our nice adult items. So, let's real quick go in time travel, and then we'll head right to the next temple, which I'm really, really looking forward to because it's a lot of people's favorite temple in this game. I certainly like it, but I think my favorite temple is still the Spirit Temple. It's just really well designed, I think. Anyway, so we'll see that soon enough. For now, though, let's go ahead and grab the Master Sword again. Man, I don't know why, but I love watching that cutscene. And hey, we're back to normal in our nice blue tunic. Dang, we look good. Alright, so, let's grab our Ocarina and play the Nocturne of Shadow. And that's going to take us directly to the entrance of the next temple. Super convenient. Off we go. And ta-da! Like I said, guys, right at the entrance, it's directly behind us. So, let's head down here, and I think this is a good place to end off the video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Hey, guess what? I think I found it. That's the one. Oh, check the mortgage. Okay.
When you need that house right this second, get pre-approved for a mortgage in as little as 3 minutes. For everything we want, we're all better off with an ally.
What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we finished off the bottom of the well as young Lincoln got ourselves the Lens of Truth. In this episode, well, we're standing in front of the entrance to the Shadow Temple, so while on this pedestal, let's use Din's Fire to light all these torches, and, well, that's going to open the path. So I hope you guys are ready and excited because we're about to descend into the darkness that is the Shadow Temple. Now, a lot of people love the Shadow Temple, but to be honest, I find it quite forgettable because the temple itself is very short if you know what you're doing, so we're probably not going to spend a whole lot of time here, if I'm being totally honest. The shadow will yield only to the one with the Eye of Truth handed down in Kakariko Village. Basically saying, hey dummy, get the Lens of Truth if you don't have it already, because otherwise, this temple is going to be really hard. And this says, make my beak face the Skull of Truth. The alternative is descent into the deep darkness. Alright, so it's another riddle, but if we put on our Lens of Truth, you'll notice that some of the skulls disappear. The only one that stays behind is this real one. So, obviously, now the puzzle's pretty simple. Let's just push this weird bird statue and make it face the one true skull, as it were. And then we'll sort of go on from there. Because the progression in the Master Quest version of this temple is a little bit different than normal Ocarina of Time, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. Also, I'm not sure why that didn't, like, lock in and complete the puzzle. Let me pull it back real quick. Maybe I didn't give it enough time to sort of do what it needed to do. So, let's try that one more time. There we go. So yeah, normally you wouldn't be able to go over to that area just yet if we're playing the normal Ocarina of Time version of this temple. But on Master Quest, if we grab our fire arrows real quick, you'll notice that there are 2 torches that we can light up on the hands of this weird looking statue thing. So let's just shoot our 2 fire arrows, or more apparently, because I cannot aim to save my life. There we go. Jeez, man. I'm gonna use like all my magic and my arrows, which is not good because you really do need magic and some arrows in this temple. But yeah, it causes that weird ice block to appear. That way you can reach this section of the temple, which normally you wouldn't be able to get to unless you got the item from this temple. So yeah, progression is a little bit weirder, as I was saying. Alright, let's grab our bombs real quick because there's a beam over here that I really want to get rid of just so it doesn't bother us. And if we use our lens of truth, you can see that both the left and right areas are actually fake, so we can walk right through them. Now you may have noticed that I have been using the big Goron sword, and I swapped over for one reason. There's a couple of small rooms like this throughout the temple that have either Redeads or Gibdos in them, and one fully charged spin attack from the big Goron sword will completely decimate them without you needing to get like too close to them, so very, very helpful. Plus, there is not a whole lot of like projectiles or tough enemies that you're really going to need your shield for in this temple, so we should be fine with the Goron sword for now. I may need to swap off like once or twice later on, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. So now that we got that first small key, let's head over into this room and get ourselves another one. So yeah, watch out for the blade trap in the center of this room. Kind of annoying, but we need to collect the 5 silver rupees. So, you know, if you played like the normal Ocarina of Time version of the Ice Cavern, this should feel very, very familiar. A little bit different if you played Master Quest, since I don't think there were any silver rupees in the Master Quest version of the Ice Cavern. I know like we just did that a couple episodes ago, but yeah, my memory is that bad. Actually, I'm just more familiar with normal Ocarina of Time, if I'm being totally honest. But I know they did remove the blade traps from the Master Quest version of the Ice Cavern. However, they are still intact here in the Shadow Temple, so all is right in the world. Anyways, you do actually want to kill all of the normal Skulltulas in this area because the door out of here will remain locked unless you do so. But I mean, you kind of have to do it anyways because the Skulltulas are blocking your path to either the Silver Rupees or some other secrets that we'll be getting in just a moment. For now, though, let's grab ourselves the dungeon map because this thing is so incredibly helpful. And oh yeah, there we go. Door unlocked because we killed all the Skulltulas. Alright, real quick though, there was that one Skulltula that was not guarding a silver rupee, but he was just like blocking this path. So approach this path very, very carefully. I think you can use Navi to read that sort of inscription on like the weird wall painting back there. But yeah, just know there's sort of a secret area down here that you can reach as long as you approach that ledge very carefully. Right over here we got ourselves another Skulltula, which I guess we can kill now. But more importantly, there is this small chest that contains another small key. So make sure you come down here and grab that. It's very, very important. Trust me, I've definitely forgotten about that chest before. And like, you'll go insane running around this temple, just like looking for a small key, and then realize you missed it because it's in that one invisible chest that you totally forgot about. Alright, now that we got that though, we pretty much want to make our way all the way back to the beginning of this temple. I probably could have like been smart and used Pharaoh's Wind, but then again, it does use a lot of magic, and you kind of want to conserve your magic as you're going through this temple. I do want to apologize though, I feel a little bit out of it today. I think it's just because like, past couple of nights I haven't been sleeping very well. Like, I've been trying to go to bed earlier, but what happens is I go to bed earlier and then I wake up like an hour later and then I'm up even later than I originally intended to be up. So it's just a mess right now. I'm trying to fix my sleeping schedule, so I'm kind of tired and I feel a little bit out of it, so I apologize if like these next couple of videos aren't exactly the greatest. One who gains the eye of truth will be able to see what is hidden in the darkness. Alright, so we already got the eye, we are good to go, and basically that's how we're gonna get through here. Shadow Temple here has gathered Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. That sounds like really interesting, right? Well, too bad because you don't get any more backstory than just that. Oh, real quick, yeah, take out your Ocarina the second you get in this room and play the Sun Song because there are 4 Redeads just like hanging out here. So let's stun them in place, grab our Goron sword, and charge up a fully charged spin attack. go right in the center, and let loose. That way you can get rid of all of them at the exact same time. Now that those guys are gone, oh, ta-da! Big chest, so, oh, it's going to be something important. It's actually the second generic temple item, so let's pick up our good friend, the compass, and it's pretty much going to be back-to-back big chests from here on out because we're about to go and get the item from this temple already. Looking forward to it because it actually is kind of a cool item, although it does have a few caveats to it that I'll talk about in a second. Yeah, blood initially, whatever, who cares. We need to play the Song of Time real quick, that way we can remove these Song of Time blocks. I don't believe these were here in the original version, so there are a couple of changes like that that you do need to worry about when going through here. You actually can navigate like this entire area without the Lens of Truth because the passageways that you can go down always have the blue skulls like sort of next to them. Yeah, watch out for like these weird silver eye switches because they do spit fire at you. And we are going to need our normal arrows real quick because the middle silver eye switch, you need to shoot that even though it's closed. You need to shoot it to open it back up, and that like removes an ice block that was previously blocking this path. So let's head through here, and guess what? Those hands. You know what that means? It's a rematch with our best buddy, Dead-Handed. Oh my gosh, they both actually grabbed me. That spin attack was supposed to kill them. Didn't really work out, but whatever. Alright, Dead Hand, bring it on, man. Yeah, so Dead Hand is a lot easier as an adult, as you could probably imagine. So, pretty much same deal as fighting them as a kid. Just go up, get grabbed by one of the hands, and then deal your damage to them. And oh no, that's not good. Let go, let go, let go! Oh my gosh, that was really, really close. Thank goodness we just barely got out of there. And Dead Hand is already dead. 2 jump attacks with the big Goron sword puts that man down for good. And as I said, back-to-back big chests. So, let's go and open this chest up. That way we can get the item from this temple, which is kind of a staple for this game as well. Everyone knows it. It's the hover boot. So these things are pretty cool. They allow you to walk on air for a short period of time. The one caveat being that when you wear them, Link pretty much acts like he's on ice physics, so it makes moving around normally just a big pain in the butt. Like you're slipping inside and all over the place. You have very loose control of Link, so I'll try not to wear them unless I absolutely need to, because otherwise it's a mess to get around. Like it's a clown fiesta, man. It's a clown fiesta. Alright, so now that we got those, let's go pretty much back to where we were almost, like at least that room with the Demos, and we're going to continue making our way forward and descending deeper and deeper into the temple. Now, real quick, I do want to talk about the design philosophy of the Shadow Temple and sort of its overall aesthetic, because overall, obviously it's supposed to be dark, spooky, creepy, whatever, but Nintendo made one design choice that I think is absolutely genius, and it's worth pointing out. So, right now, you know, we're sort of on, like, the surface level of the Shadow Temple. It's not really too creepy, but you'll notice, like, the further we go into the temple, the creepier and, you know, worse it becomes. Like, it becomes sort of unhinged, if you will, because you'll notice, like, a lot of disjointed and unconnected elements, and I think that's genius because all of that is to serve the overall aesthetic of the creepiness of this temple, and it's genius. Like, you'll see the second we turn around this corner because guillotines, man, just guillotines everywhere, and it's not just like 1 or 2 of them, they're literally all over the place once you get down here, and it's, you know, kind of weird to see something like that in a Zelda game. Then, of course, once we turn the corner again, we're going to enter this huge room that's sort of disjointed, you know, a lot of just platforms that are very small with guillotines on them, and that's sort of to, I guess, give off the illusion of being unhinged and just creepy. I think it's just a genius design flow, and I really do love that about the Shadow Temple. It probably is one of the most well-designed temples in this game. Alright, so there's 2 BMO over there. Now, do not jump over to that platform yet. That would be really dumb. Instead, just use your arrows to shoot the bomb flower in between the 2 BMO 2 times in total, and it will actually take out the BMO. So, Let's wait for it, and there we go. Now the platform is clear for us to jump right over to. Now, we could go to the left or to the right. We're going to start with the right. And yeah, use your lens of truth. That way you can see the invisible platform there. Don't just try and shoot that eye switch because you will not be able to hit it. But now, since we're on the ledge, let's grab our fire arrows really quickly. And then we can actually hit this switch. Ta-da! Just like that. Easy peasy. Man, I really need to find some arrows because I only have one left, and that is not gonna cut it, man. Not gonna cut it at all. Alright, so real quick, let's head into this room because I don't think this one should take us too long to complete. And plus, there's actually something really important here. So yeah, another room where we gotta collect more silver rupees, but this one's a little bit different because there's more than 5, which is pretty odd for like these silver rupee rooms. Well, for this instance, some of these silver rupees are actually fake. So even if we use the lens of truth, we can't spot the real or the fake ones. They all just show up. And also, kind of forgot that, yeah, if we have the lens of truth equipped, we actually can't use magic anywhere else. So we can't do a full spin attack to take out this light before it gets close to us. Now that it's gone though, let's go back to collecting these silver rupees. You know, I am kind of curious though, guys, so let me know in the comments, what do you think of the whole collection of the 5 silver rupees? Because, if I'm being honest with you guys, I was never really a fan of it. I always felt like it was kind of like a lazy puzzle. You know, like, hey, collect these 5 things and ta-da, puzzle solved. And it's not even hard to collect the 5 silver rupees because, generally speaking, you can see them all like the second you enter the room. And if you can't, it's usually something as simple as, you know, playing the Song of Time or moving a block or two. So, not really too hard. And hey, there's bats in this room. What do you know? Alright. But yeah, now that we got that door unlocked, let's open up this chest and get ourselves a blue rupee. But wait, there's more. Yeah, that's right. There's an invisible chest, and this one is actually the important one because it contains another small key. Now that we got that, yeah, we're pretty much done with this room. I don't know, man. I feel like this room was kind of wasted potential. Like, you just had to collect the rupees, get the key, and that's pretty much it. Whatever. Maybe it's just me. Now that we got that, though, you know what? I think that's actually a good place to end off the video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It's what you say when plant-based milk is real good to ya. It can be coconut smoothies, almond milk, and cookies. Let us take you to Nirvana with the milk of your dreams.
What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we started the Shadow Temple, and in this episode, well, we're gonna go deeper into the darkness within this temple. I feel like I used that intro in the last episode, but I guess that just shows like how uncreative I am when it comes to like thinking of new intros for every single video. Anyways, though, we're gonna head over in this direction. I believe we caused these ice blocks to spawn in the last video by shooting like that ice switch that was covered in ice. So yeah, those have been sort of there for a long time, meaning that we could have come this way for a while, but there's really no reason to go this way first. Like, it makes way more sense to go down the left path since like there's only one room over there, and once you're done with that, you're pretty much done with the entire left path. And god dang blade traps, man. Alright, so right up here is a hookshot target that I can't reach. Alright, great, cool. So I guess I do need to stand like in between the 2 blade traps to reach that one. This one could be kind of annoying because there's 2 silver rupees here, and I don't know why, no matter what I do, I can never get both of them on the first try. Like, I have to do it twice. It's just so weird. But alright, let's do this one more time, and we'll grab that second silver rupee. There we go. Alright, although to be honest, there's really no point in grabbing any of these silver rupees because the chest that it spawns does not contain anything essential. Like, inside this chest, we're just gonna get a bundle of arrows, which, to be fair, I do actually need, so that's kind of why I went out of my way to grab it, but yeah, totally not necessary. And that's kind of a thing with the rest of this dungeon. Like, look on the map right now. Look how many chest icons there actually are. It's ridiculous, and only a small percentage of those chests are actually required. So I probably will start skipping over a couple of them just because you'll either get like rupees or restock items like arrows, bombs, and stuff like that. There's even like a room in this temple that is entirely useless. Like, you'll go in it, fight a couple of style foes, and then the only reward is 20 rupees. So I'm not gonna bother going in there and doing that and risking my life for 20 freaking rupees when I have a maxed out wallet already. Okay, so instead we're just gonna push this block in between these two like crushers and use it to sort of create a umbrella for ourselves, if you will, because there's a few things that we can pick up in these cells. Most importantly, this golden skulltula. So hello there. I will take that token. Thank you very much. Think there is a chest in this cell if I'm not mistaken. So let's open this up and get ourselves some more arrows. Remember when I said I needed arrows in the last video, guys? I remember that. Now I no longer need arrows, which is great. Yeah, the game is actually really generous with arrows in like the second portion of this temple, just because the boss does make use of arrows, so you're gonna want to make sure you have a lot of them. Alright, so now this block is all the way over here. Let's climb on top of it. And, well, now we've sort of created like a bridge with these crusher elements here, so we can go from side to side and pick up and do a couple of different things. Starting with this chest that contains 5 rupees. Yeah, really wonderful. More importantly though, we can step on this switch, which causes that chest to appear, and that's actually the important chest. So, let's head over there and open this bad boy up because it contains a small key. And guess what? Now we're done with this section of the temple. Not even joking, like we no longer need to be in here, nor do we ever need to return. So let's head back out into this room. And oh great, the BMO respawn. Wonderful. Whatever, I should be able to run right past them. There we go. Nice. So let's make our way over to this lower guillotine over here. And you can read this on if you want to, but basically it says you're going to need your hover boots and the lens of truth. So, if we use our lens of truth, we can see that there are some invisible platforms over here. One of them is moving, and it's taking us towards that door. Now, we can't cross that gap without the hover boots, so make sure you put those on, wait for the right time, and just roll right across, and you should be able to latch onto that ledge, no problem. But yeah, as you guys can see, when you're using the hover boots, it's pretty much like you're walking on ice the entire time, so not exactly fun. If you put on your lens of truth, there are some spike traps in this room, and yes, if you wear the hover boots, you can just walk on top of the spikes without getting hurt, so, I mean, that's kind of cool. Kind of like a neat little layer of insurance in this room if you don't want to constantly use the lens of truth. But again, I would still just recommend using the normal boots and the lens of truth getting around here, because it's just so much easier to navigate when you're not wearing the hover boots. Although, I'll be honest, I know a couple of people who, as soon as they get the hover boots in this temple, they just wear them for the entire time so they don't have to like swap them nearly as much, which to me is just totally bonkers. Like, why would you do that to yourself, man? That just seems like you're intentionally making the game harder than it needs to be. But I guess that's a good question for you guys. So when you get the hover boots, do you wear them like as much as you can in this temple, or do you only wear them when you absolutely need to? I am kind of curious because I've seen both sides of the argument, and I want to know if I'm on like the majority or the minority in this like huge pointless debate on hover boots. I'll be honest though, I've never really been a huge fan of boots in Zelda games. Like even in the newer games like Wind Waker or Twilight Princess, where they both have like equivalent of the iron boots in those games. Never really liked how they were implemented. Like I understand the iron boots and different types of shoes are sort of like a staple in the Zelda series now, but I feel like they've always sort of had a dated feel to them. Like they've never been implemented in a way that isn't intrusive to the player or isn't really annoying to deal with. So that's just sort of my opinion on them. I honestly wouldn't be upset if like Breath of the Wild doesn't have any different types of boots, and I really don't think it will, just because of all the different like you know, armors and clothing that you can get in that game. So to me it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to give you that level of customization, but also require the use of like a specific pair of boots. But then again, there's really not a whole lot of information on that game, so everything is just like pure speculation. That's sort of the reason why I haven't made a whole lot of theory videos for Breath of the Wild, just because I like my theory videos to be based off of some amount of factual information, and since there's really nothing like concrete about Breath of the Wild yet, I'm just not going to make any videos until we get more information on it. Anyways, though, there are a ton of giant fans in these hallways, so yeah, you're going to want to use your iron boots to navigate this area, otherwise you will get blown away. And these are interesting because if you look at like beta elements from Ocarina of Time, or look into the background of this game, there was actually supposed to be a temple based entirely on wind, and a lot of people think that's where the hover boots would have originally like been placed. However, it was one of those things that was cut due to time constraints or something like that. And you can sort of see elements of that too, because if you look at like the symbol for the forest temple, it looks like the blades of a fan rather than like the blades of a leaf, which I guess is what they're supposed to represent. So that's why a lot of people think like the fans in this dungeon, the hover boots, mean that like this was probably intended to be a temple of wind over a shadow temple, but was changed later on in development just because of time constraints or for one reason or another. Anyways, inside this room we got ourselves a golden scuffla, but that is not the only important thing in here. Yeah, Lens of Truth, look at that invisible chest. This one is highly important because it contains a small key, so do not forget to pick that one up. If you talk to that weird thing on the wall, it tells you about like using the hover boots and the fan to reach an area where you couldn't get to before, and if you look on your Lens of Truth, check it out, there's a corridor over there. So what you're going to want to do is wait for these fans to turn off, then stand right over here, put on your hover boots, and just jump your way across this gap. You should be able to make it whether the fans are on or off, and now we can go through this section of the temple, which is great because we're actually getting closer to being done. And this is like totally stupid and probably something only I do, but I sort of look at the Shadow Temple in thirds, whereas normally I would look at like every single other temple in this game as two halves, but Spirit Temple's a little bit differently. So the way I look at it is probably really stupid, and probably no one else looks at it the same way, but the first third for me would be everything up until the hover boots. Then the second third would be after the hover boots up to pretty much something in the next room, and then the final third would be after the next room all the way to the boss of the temple. So those would be like how I split up this temple into thirds. No one else probably does that. Like, I realize how insanely dumb and stupid that makes me sound, but that's just sort of how I look at this temple. Anyways, hey, more arrows. Fantastic. I will take those. Alright, now we got pretty much everything in this room. Let's get the heck out of here. And guess what? I found a boat. That's right, it's my own personal cruise line. To sort of put this in perspective for you guys, remember that one time in that room with the invisible, like, skeletal enemy in that chest that contained a small key way back in, like, the first third of this temple? Yeah, we're back in that same room, except now, we can move this block, create a shortcut back to the very beginning of this temple, and also sort of open up the way to the final third of this temple, sort of all in one go, if you will. So pretty much everything looped back around, if you will. Like, if that's the way you want to look at it, and sort of it makes it simpler for you to envision where exactly we are. Anyways, though, we're not actually going to go back to that previous part of the temple. Instead, we're going to hop on top of this block and take a magical boat ride with me, guys. Let's enjoy it, man. Let's have some fun. So, before I actually play Zelda's Lullaby, let's swap back out for our Master Sword. Trust me, you're going to want to do that, and then you can go ahead and take your Ocarina and play the Lullaby. And here we go, guys. We're setting sail. I'm sure it's fine. Like, pay no attention to the weird, like, dead skull thing on the front of the boat and the back of the boat, actually. It's totally fine, guys. I promise you, this is a 5-star cruise we're going on. Like, we're
5-star
going on,
cruise.
There's the Salvos. You know,
Minus
it
the
kind of ruins
Salvos.
it, doesn't it? But yeah, this is why I swapped over to the Master Sword, just so I can actually use my shield when I'm fighting these Salvos. Otherwise, it would probably not go too well. I know there actually is like one spot in this boat where if you stand in like one specific spot, you can actually trick the Stalfos into like jumping right off the side of the boat. I don't know where that spot is, and I've never actually been able to do it, so yeah, I can't really show that off, but I figured I would mention it for the people who are way better at this game than I am. Like, can you just like die already, dude? I actually need to like kill this guy within a certain amount of time because yeah, we're almost at our final destination, and you know what, I can just jump off right here. There's really no reason for me to ride that to the end, because once it gets to the end it stops, and then it just sort of sinks down into the abyss. Yeah, it's kind of weird, so make sure you get off before that happens. Anyways, though, now that we're in like the third section of this temple, you know what, I think that's a good place to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we got through maybe 2/3 of the Shadow Temple, and in this episode, well, we're going to finish up that remaining third and save the next stage. So, let's start by blowing up these conveniently placed bombs, because guess what? When they explode, they will ruin the structural integrity of this weird statue thing. Hooray for destroying relics of the past! But yeah, that sort of creates a bridge for us, so now we can, like, reach the other side. And there's one thing that we need to do over there real quick. But before we get over to the other side, let's stand here and turn around because, yeah, right down there is another golden skull. And I believe this is, like, our 4th one of this temple. There should only be one more left after this, and, we're not going to get it until, like, right before the boss door. So we'll worry about that later. For now, though, here's a time block, so of course, let's take out the ocarina and play the Song of Time. You guys know the drill by now. Ah, and of course, there's an ice switch behind that time block. Who would have guessed that? Alright, again, same thing as before, just shoot it with an arrow. I mean, at this point, we've pretty much encountered, like, every puzzle imaginable. I mean, there's some stuff later on that'll be kind of new, but only because, you know, we'll get like new items, but everything else is more or less the same, so you should know what to do at this point. So yeah, let's step on that switch, that way we can unlock that door back where we started from, and there is like another door over here, but this door pretty much leads you directly to the boss door, and since we're currently lacking the boss key, there's no reason for us to go over there, so instead, we'll head down and enter this other door first, then maybe we'll find the boss key. Yeah, gee, I wonder. I mean, of course, we're gonna find the boss key, guys. That's kind of the whole point of, like, this next room, but whatever. Okay, so, this next room has actually been changed just a little bit on Master Quest. Obviously, like, the whole use your lens of truth to see the invisible wall things is still here, but instead of floor masters, we just have a singular like and some bubbles and stuff like that, so yeah, we're just going to avoid, like, all of those guys and not bother fighting them. Anyways, what you want to do is head into this room first. Now, there are 3, like, spinning skulls that are on fire. So what you want to do is head up to the top of this area. You're going to find some bombs, and we need to practice our bomb throwing skill. Yeah, so all that time we spent, like, throwing bombs back in Goron City to get that piece of heart, they're still going to come into play here. So we pretty much have to do the same thing again, and normally, I'm actually not too bad at this one, but, seem to be, oh, there we go, got it, nice, banked it right off the edge, and, oh my gosh, wait, did I get that first try? I think I might have, yeah, I did, holy crud, that is, like, super lucky. Only one of those actually contains this small key, so that was a 33% chance that we would get that. Not bad at all. Okay, so one thing I do want to point out as we're leaving this room, there is another door right down there. On Master Quest, this room is entirely pointless. Like, you'll go in there, you'll get locked in, and you'll have to fight Dead Hand for like the third time, and you don't even get anything useful. Like, I think the chest that appears contains like bombs or rupees or something like that, so yeah, I'm not even going to bother at all doing that just because it's a colossal waste of time. Okay, so in this room, there are like wooden spike walls just hurling towards us, so whatever will we do? Don't panic, guys, just grab Din's Fire and let it go right here in the middle because obviously they're made of wood, so they're gonna burn away so long. The only issue is, yeah, the keys, they don't actually die, they turn into fire keys, which is kind of inconvenient, but not really that big of a deal. Come on, buddy, there we go. Alright, so let's grab this chest first and get ourselves a blue rupee, great. But more importantly, the chest over here is the reason why we came all the way here in the first place. It's of course going to be the boss key. And there we go. Yeah, for once they're actually giving us the boss key, like, you know, late into the temple right before the boss. Because normally they give it to us, like, you know, the second we get into the temple or very early to the beginning, which is kind of weird. So I guess, like, it makes more sense to give it to us, you know, later on in the temple. But hey, you know what? I don't really mind either way. Now that we got this, though, we are ready to go and take on the boss of this temple. The only thing that we need to worry about is that final Skulltula, which is right before the boss door. By the way, make sure you have like max arrows if you can. Having max magic would also be kind of helpful, but we should be good with what we have. You will need both the Lens of Truth and your bow for this boss fight, though. You might want to use the hover boots, but I know some people who prefer not to use them, but it definitely makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so in this room, equip your Lens of Truth, that way you can actually see all the invisible platforms, and obviously right across the way is the boss door, but there's that golden Skulltula over on the left side that we need to pick up first. So, let's just try and navigate our way across these platforms, and oh man, I always feel like so scared walking over to these platforms because I feel like one wrong move and I'll just like end up in the void. Alright, thankfully we made it here safely, so let's grab our hook shot and get this golden Skulltula. That way we can be on our way directly to the boss. Now, a lot of people seem to have trouble with the boss of this temple. Like, I got a lot of comments about that on my original Ocarina of Time playthrough. And really, my only advice to those people is to get good, because this fight is not hard whatsoever. I would recommend putting the bow on like an actual button instead of a touchscreen button, and also, you know, like having the big Goron sword equipped will also make this a lot easier. Anyways, though, since we're ready, let's just hover right down the center, and, well, here we go. Bongo consists of two hands and that weird like eye thing. What you want to do is just shoot each of the hands with one arrow each. Make sure you have your Lens of Truth on. And that way you can see the eyeball and shoot it as it's hurtling towards you. Then, once it's stunned, just go ham on the eye with your sword. That's really all there is to this fight. The only like challenging or difficult part can be like the targeting system, because sometimes it just goes completely haywire. But you can still manually aim just fine. And here he comes again. And guess what? Well, the fight's over. Yeah, Bongo is not hard. He didn't even deal damage to me. Easiest fight in the game, hands down. And I guess he just fades right back into the shadows where he came from. But with that, Bongo has been defeated. And the Shadow Temple has been completed. Hey, that sort of rhymed. Alright, let's grab our heart container and, well, get the heck out of here because I am totally done with the Shadow Temple, guys. Like, it was fun, but I'm ready to move on, that's for sure. The boy with the noble Zelda's Ocarina, as I expected, you have come. I am Impa, one of the Sheikah. I am Princess Zelda's caretaker, and I am also the sage who guards the Shadow Temple. We Sheikah have served the royalty of Hyrule from generation to generation as attendants. However, on that day 7 years ago, Ganondorf suddenly attacked, and Hyrule Castle surrendered after a short time. Ganondorf's target was one of the keys to the Sacred Realm, the hidden treasure of the royal family, the Ocarina of Time. My duty bound me to take Zelda out of Ganondorf's reach. When I last saw you, as we made our escape from the castle, you were just a lad. Now I see that you have become a fine hero. There's nothing to worry about. The princess is safe now. Soon you'll meet Princess Zelda face to face, and she will explain everything. That is when we, the six sages, will seal up the evil king and return peace to Hyrule. I have to stay here. You go to Princess Zelda's side and protect her on my behalf. Now I put my power, which should be helpful to you, into this medallion. Aw, heck yeah, it's a great jelly-covered biscuit! My favorite!
It's a grape jelly covered biscuit.
But there we go, the Shadow Medallion. Info awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. Please, look out for the princess. Alright, so another temple down and only one more to go. Also, only 2 more heart containers to fill up. That is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. We're getting very, very close to the end of this game, but there is still much to take care of and much to do. So, now that the Shadow Temple is done, I guess we'll just make our way back into Kakariko. And you know what? Actually, I think this is probably a really good place to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Alright guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. Hope you all had a great stream. I will see you guys tomorrow night, and tomorrow we'll finish Master Quest. So, yes. So, have a good night, stay lit, stay safe, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.